Aren't you glad you used dial? Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad you used dial? Aren't you glad?
Dial washes away the cause of odor on your skin.
Aren't you glad?
You just can't buy a better deodorant soap than Dial.
Aren't you glad?
And that's saying something.
Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? You used dial. Aren't you glad? You used dial. Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? You used dial. Aren't you glad?
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. For nearly 100 years, the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde has been thought of as a tale of horror, which of course it is, but it is also an intriguing mystery. For example, take the matter of Dr. Jekyll's curious will and the scene that took place one foggy London afternoon in the office of Jekyll's attorney, Geoffrey Utterson.
No, Jekyll. I will not be a party to the making of such a will.
You are my solicitor, yes, and my friend. Now, if you will not do it as my lawyer, do it. I beg of you as my friend.
Everything you possess to go to this Edward Hyde in the event of your death or even your disappearance?
Yes.
Well, then you must tell me. I demand that you tell me. Who is Edward Hyde? Well, Jekyll, who is he?
Utterson, I wish to heaven on you. Our mystery drama, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, was especially adapted from the classic by Robert Louis Stevenson for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar and stars Kevin McCarthy. It is sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour allergy capsule, and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
Oh, somebody's been drinking my sugar-free Diet 7-Up, and it's all gone.
Oh, actually, I saved a little.
Oh, a bear!
Hiya, Goldie. What's brewing?
That's Miss Goldilocks to you.
Oh, come on, kid. You mean you don't remember me? The cottage, the 3 chairs, the porridge?
Baby bear!
In the fur. Been a long time, Goldie.
But Baby bear,
Just call me BB.
you drank all the sugar-free Diet 7-Up, and I have to conduct another diet drink taste test today.
Well, yeah, I saw the sign on the door, a professional taste tester, huh?
But how can I conduct my taste test now?
Why bother? I tried those other diet drinks, too. You'll notice there's still plenty of them around. Why not ask me?
Well, okay, BB. Tell me, why did you drink all the sugar-free Diet 7-Up?
I like the taste. Light, fresh, natural. Sugar-free Diet 7-Up is definitely unbearably delicious.
Hmm?
I never thought I'd admit it. I'm Susan X, and I used to be a deodorant switcher. I kept switching from one underarm spray to another, looking for one that gives me everything I want. And I found it. It's called Body All. Body All is different. It says so right on the label. Its deodorant is micro-encapsulated, so I get a fresh surge of deodorant every time I perspire. Now that I switched to Body All, I promise I'll never switch again.
Gotcha.
Now that you got rid of the mosquito,
Darn mosquito really bit me.
here's how to get rid of the stinging pain and itch.
How?
With Camphofenique. That awful itch is caused by fluid mosquitoes inject under your skin. The penetrating action of Camphofenique gets to the cause to stop the itch. Protects against infection from scratching, too.
That Camphofenique really works.
Camphofenique relieves the sting and stops the itch instantly. Camphofenique.
come with me now, back through the years to London, England, in 1896. It is late of a pleasant spring evening, and we find ourselves strolling in Cavendish Square, along with Geoffrey Utterson and his friend, Dr. Mortimer Lanyon.
I must say I've enjoyed our walk, Utterson. We'll soon be at my place. Will you come in?
Oh, thanks, Lanyon, but I think not. I've got a good deal of work to get through before I go to bed. I needed a break, though, a breath of air, which is why I came for this walk with you. And good heavens. That man coming toward us.
Oh, strange-looking fellow, isn't he? Oh, his face in the light of the street lamp.
That's the most evil face I've ever... Lanyon, he's coming straight at us. He's going to knock one of us down if we don't... You fool, you've knocked my friend down. You, hold on there. Hold on there, I say.
Let go.
No, not on your life.
Go.
You not only knocked my friend down, you walked straight over him.
Sorry. Let me go.
Who are you? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You walked on my friend as if he were part of the paper.
I've said I'm sorry.
That's not enough. By no means enough.
Who is this man?
Lanyon, are you all right?
I'm not sure. You walked on me. Stomped right over me. Who the devil are you?
I warn you, the two of you.
Let me go. Otis!
Let me go, I say, or I'll kill you both. Look out, he's swinging that heavy walking stick, and he...
Kill you! Oh, you don't!
You struck me. No one strikes Edward Hyde and lives.
No! He'll kill us both with that walking stick! Run, Utterson, run! Come back! Come back and I'll kill you! Stop! Stop, I can't go on. My heart...
Oh, must do it. It's pounding like a trip hammer.
Oh, good Lord, Utterson. I've never had such an experience of this kind in my life. Are you all right? You took a blow from that walking stick. Utterson, what is it?
The name. The name he used. Did you hear it?
Yes, but...
what was it? Well, I think I know, but I want to be sure.
Hyde, he said. Edward Hyde.
That's what I thought.
Well, what of it? With the way you looked, do you know the man? Does the man mean something to you?
No. I don't know the man. But the name. Oh, yes, the name means something to me.
What? Well, what?
And I'm not sure I can tell you, Lanyon. I'm not sure I have the right as a lawyer to do so. On the other hand,
Yes?
Well, you are my oldest friend, and your daughter Beatrice is engaged to Dr. Jekyll, isn't she?
Yes, they're to be married in September.
Then perhaps I should tell you that... No, it would serve no purpose.
Why, Mr. Utterson?
Oh, good evening, Poole. I know it's late, but is Dr. Jekyll's home?
Oh, to you, sir, at any hour, I'm sure. Come in, sir. The doctor is at work in his laboratory. If you'll wait here a moment, sir.
Thank you, Poole.
Excuse me, Dr. Jekyll.
What? Poole, I told you I was not to be disturbed.
Well, I know, sir, but...
But what?
Mr. Utterson is calling, sir.
Utterson? At this hour? Well, all right. Show him in.
This way, Mr. Utterson, please.
Thank you. Well, Utterson, this is a late hour visit. Jekyll, I'll come straight to the point. Dr. Lanyon and I were out walking in Cavendish Square less than an hour ago when we noticed a strange man, a sort of, I don't know, dwarf-like creature with, I assure you, a face that, well, it was so vile, so evil, it brought the sweat out on my brow.
Well?
Well, this man, he walked straight into Lanyon, knocked him down, and then walked right over him. I ran after him, an argument ensued, and then... Well, he threatened to kill both Lanyon and me with his walking stick. He went into a rage I can only describe as bestial, swinging the walking stick at us and
what?
Well, I don't think he meant to give his name. In fact, he refused to give it when I asked for it. But in his rage, he forgot himself and he used his name. Edward Hyde.
And what of that?
6 months ago, you insisted that I destroy your old will and make out a new one, leaving everything to a certain Edward Hyde, right?
Oh, I see.
Now, I told you then, as I tell you now, I considered the terms of the will most curious, indeed decidedly strange.
And as I told you then, and I tell you now, I see nothing strange in wanting to leave my money to a certain beneficiary in the event of my death.
Or your disappearance. That's what I find strange. That's what worries me. Even more now in the light of what happened tonight. Jekyll, I ask you once again, who is Edward Hyde?
Do you mean the Edward Hyde I've bequeathed my estate to, or the Edward Hyde you ran into tonight?
They are one and the same.
There's certainly more than one Edward Hyde in all of London.
Oh, yes, I'm quite sure. But only one Edward Hyde who might have been carrying this.
My walking stick?
The walking stick I gave you several years ago on your birthday. I'd know it anywhere. Jekyll, are you in trouble?
Huh? What do you mean, trouble?
Well, with this Hyde, does he have something on you? Is he blackmailing you?
That's a ridiculous thought.
Then what is it? How can you, Dr. Henry Jekyll, one of the most honorable and respected physicians in London, have any association whatever with a terrible person like this Hyde? Why have you made over your estate to him, especially when you're to marry Beatrice Lanyon? And why that stipulation in the event of your disappearance? Jekyll, I beg you, tell me what it means.
I cannot. I cannot.
But as your friend,
You are the friend you say you are. Oh, and you are, Utterson. You are. And then do me the favor of never mentioning Edward Hyde again.
Well, if this is your last word on the subject, Jekyll...
It is.
Very well, then. Good night. Oh, Poole.
Yes, Mr. Utterson, sir.
I'd like to ask you something.
Oh, anything, sir?
Who is Edward Hyde?
Oh, God help me, sir. I wish I knew. We all of us in this house, everyone of Dr. Jekyll's servants, wish we knew.
All right, tell me about him, this Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll was away on a house call, I think. The front door bell rang, and I answered it, and there stood the... Oh, a frightful creature, Mr. Utterson, frightful.
I've met Mr. Hyde. I know.
He said he wanted to see Dr. Jekyll. I started to say that Dr. Jekyll was not at home, but he pushed right past me in the rudest way, sir, and went straight into Dr. Jekyll's laboratory.
Yes, I quite understand. Go on.
Well, later on, I was in the kitchen when the bell rang from the laboratory. I went into the laboratory, and there, to my complete surprise, was Dr. Jekyll.
To your surprise?
Why, yes. You see, sir, he'd forgotten his keys, and I was so surprised that he'd somehow got back into the house.
Well, did you ask him how?
Oh, I did, sir, yes. But he ignored the question. Never mind that, he said. I want to give you certain instructions concerning Mr. Edward Hyde. He then said that Mr. Hyde was to be admitted any time he called.
I see. Tell me, Poole, what is Mr. Hyde's manner toward Dr. Jekyll? I mean, when they're together, how does Mr. Hyde act toward Dr. Jekyll? Or Dr. Jekyll toward this Mr. Hyde?
Well, they're never together, sir.
That's puzzling, very puzzling, to say the least.
Oh, Mr. Utterson, sir, all of us here are convinced that our master is in dire trouble. If you could help the good doctor...
Yes, Pooh. Yes, I certainly shall. If I can.
Henry! Well, I had no idea you'd come into the music room. How long have you been there?
Only a few moments. When you become Mrs. Henry Jekyll, I shall insist that you play for me every night after dinner.
It shall be my wifely pleasure and duty, kind sir. Henry,
I'm sorry, but... Oh, Beatrice, I want you so.
And I want you, but until we're married, Henry,
Must we wait until September? It's such a long time.
Oh, Father.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were here, Henry. How are you?
How are you, Dr. Lanyon? Utterson tells me you had a rather bad experience tonight.
Yes. But I'm quite recovered, thank you. Still a few bruises where that fearsome creature stomped on me, but otherwise all right. Something I've been meaning to ask you, Henry.
Yes?
But later. I don't want to interrupt you two lovebirds.
Oh, Father.
Well, I shall be at my study. Drop in before you go.
Of course.
Well, now, Henry. Where were we? Oh, yes. The wedding. No, now look, dearest, we can't possibly change the date now.
What if I insist?
I don't think I understand.
I say, what if I insist?
But, Henry, you wouldn't. It would be so unlike you. It is so unlike you even to be talking this way. You've always gone along with my wishes.
I have wishes, too. And rights, Beatrice. I have rights.
Well, really, Henry, really. You have no rights, as you say, until we marry. It troubles me you should even say such a thing. In fact, Henry...
Yes? In fact, what?
Henry, I've been meaning to talk to you about this, and I keep putting it off because I feel a bit awkward, but... Well, to be honest with you, my darling, you're not the same man that I became engaged to.
No, that's a silly remark.
Well, the way you've acted the last few times we've been together, there's something different about you, Henry. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but you've changed somehow, in some subtle way. Changed.
Huh?
Why, even your face.
What about my face?
Well, Henry, you don't have to snarl.
What about it? My face.
You're hurting me, Henry. Please don't. Really?
Sorry.
Sorry isn't enough. More and more you keep manhandling me, and then you say you're sorry. What's come over you? What's changed you in the past few weeks?
What did you mean about my face?
Oh, darling. Oh, it's only that... I suppose you're working too hard or something of the sort, but there are lines in your face that I've never seen before. Lines of tiredness, I guess.
Yes, that would be it.
Shadows under your eyes. Why, even now they look darker, deeper. Oh, and darling, I didn't notice before, but I do now. I think that you neglected to shave today.
I must go.
Go? You've only been here a few minutes.
Patient. Remember, patient. Promise to visit. I'll drop in again tomorrow.
Was that Henry who just left?
Yes, Father.
But he said he'd drop by the study to see me before he went.
Yes, I know he did, but...
Well, Beatrice, what's happened?
I don't know. For a moment, I'd have sworn that Henry was changing before my eyes.
A tale of horror, yes, but also, as I said, a mystery. At least it was to Mr. Utterson, Dr. Lanyon, and his lovely daughter, Beatrice. A mystery that was to turn to tragic horror before they learned the truth about Dr. Henry Jekyll. I shall return shortly with Act 2.
Great taste in the morning. Kellogg's has that wholesome taste to get you up and grinning.
is Jerry Kauffer for Kellogg's Special K. We've been having some fun in our television and radio commercials by using a ball and chain to symbolize the slight overweight problem common to so many of us. We point out that being a few pounds overweight is just a little more difficult for you. Climbing stairs, just walking around, even sitting down can feel, well, like you're wearing a ball and chain. In case you missed the message, it's this. If you really want to get rid of that extra weight, you really have to work at it by exercising and with sensible meals like the Special K breakfast. A 1-ounce bowl of Special K, America's favorite high-protein cereal, 4 ounces of skim milk, tomato juice, and coffee. Less than 240 calories. Nutritious and, by the way, delicious. So why not begin each day with a Special K breakfast and then keep up the good work? Special K can't help you lose weight all by itself, but it really is a good start.
Louise.
What?
Is this your handiwork in the family album? What is this?
It is.
There's a caption, Junior wins the diving championship.
I know.
There's no picture here.
I know there's
I
no
didn't
picture.
take a picture of...
I'm well aware of that.
I ran out of film.
It's just my way of telling you that, you run out of film or you forget to bring the camera an awful lot.
I know.
I mean, we have no baby picture of Alice at all.
We don't have a baby named Alice. What are you doing to me?
I know that. I'm just trying to remind you that we should go out and buy some Kodak film and have it on hand.
I know.
Just in case we have a baby named Alice.
Don't run out of Kodak film. You can never tell when that great picture will come along. Remember to keep enough film on hand. Kodak film, for the times of your life.
Louise.
What?
Here's a picture with no caption, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who are these people?
I don't know. I never
who they
saw
are.
them before.
I don't either. You know what you should do?
What?
You should go out and get some captions and keep them on hand in case you run out of captions.
It almost goes without saying that to tamper with natural law will lead to an unnatural end. Mr. Utterson, Dr. Lanyon, Poole, and the servants in Dr. Jekyll's household have begun to suspect that Jekyll is hiding some awful secret from them. A secret that involves the man known as Edward Hyde. Even Beatrice Lanyon, Dr. Jekyll's fiancée, has begun to wonder at the change she senses in him. It may even be that the London police are beginning to wonder.
Come in.
Inspector Wolfe of Scotland Yard to see you, Dr. Jekyll.
Oh? Show him in, Poole.
Yes. This way, Inspector.
Oh, thank you. Dr. Jekyll? Yes? Leave us, Poole. Inspector Wolfe of Scotland Yard, is it?
Yes.
Please take a chair, Inspector.
Thank you.
Well, now, Inspector, what can I do for you?
Hey, well, I'm not sure you can do anything at all, Doctor, but, are you aware that in the past 6 weeks there's been a rash of murders in London? Extremely brutal murders, Doctor. Each victim has been bludgeoned to death.
Why do you come to me?
Well, on more than one occasion, the murderer has been seen while committing these terrible attacks of violence. Not clearly seen, since the murderers have always been done at night and in dark streets, But there have been glimpses of him, and putting them together, the Yard has come up with what you might call a composite picture of the man.
I still don't see. I just don't understand why you've come to me about this.
Well, you will in a moment, Doctor. The man, the murderer, appears to be a short, malformed, dwarfish creature who, even though his face has never been clearly seen, gives a strong impression of evil. Doctor, a particularly brutal murder took place last night in Montague Street. Dr. Danvers Carew was bludgeoned to death.
Carew, Member of Parliament?
Aye, the same. He was beaten to death with a walking stick. And the murderer was the dwarf-like creature that I've mentioned. The person who saw the murder take place followed the murderer afterwards, you see, keeping at a safe distance, you may be sure. And, well, that's why I'm here.
Why precisely?
The murderer was seen to enter this house.
You must be... Well, I was about to say you must be joking, but of course, you're serious.
You don't happen to be acquainted with a Mr. Hyde, do you? A Mr. Edward Hyde?
Well, yes, but he's not an occupant of this house.
He doesn't live here.
No.
Does he visit?
Well, on occasion, yes, but I haven't seen him now in, months, I should say.
Uh-huh. Friend of yours, is he?
No. Patient. He suffers from a nervous disorder, comes to see me whenever he's in need of medication.
Well, thank you for your time. Good day.
Good day, Inspector. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Poole.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Utterson.
What can I do for you?
Mr. Utterson, I'm worried, fearfully worried, about Dr. Jekyll.
Oh?
You remember, sir, we were talking a long time back, near 2 months, I should think, about Mr. Hyde. And you asked me if I'd ever seen Dr. Jekyll and him, Hyde, together.
Yes, just something like that, yes. And you said you never had.
Well, they are together now, sir. Not that they mightn't have been together before, but I know for certain that they are now. There are fights, fights going on in that laboratory between the doctor and, that terrible man, Mr. Hyde.
What, you mean fist fight?
No, sir. Arguments. I hear Dr. Jekyll moan and groan and cry out, No, leave me be. Oh, Mr. Utterson, sir, I'm so afraid for Dr. Jekyll, so afraid.
Yes, well, you're saying that comes as no surprise, Poole. The truth is, I've known he was in some kind of trouble since he changed his will months ago in favor of Edward Hyde.
In favor of Edward Hyde?
Oh, yes. He's left him everything in the event of his death. But most puzzling, in the event of his disappearance as well.
Oh, sir, I don't understand it.
Nor do I. And to be honest with you, I've given up trying to understand it.
Then I must do what must be done.
What do you mean?
For the first time in my life, Mr. Utterson, I shall disobey Dr. Jekyll's orders. For his sake, I shall see to it that Mr. Hyde never enters Dr. Jekyll's house again.
Let me in! You hear me, Poole? Let me in!
Never, Mr. Hyde! Never! Go away and stay away!
You stole my keys, so it was you. It must have been you, and now you've barred me from the house.
And you'll stay barred as long as I'm here.
Poole, I warn you.
Warn away! You'll not enter this house.
Poole, listen to me, Poole.
I'm listening.
I'm in trouble, Poole. I need Dr. Jekyll's help.
He's not at home.
Let me come in and wait for him, Poole. I am in desperate trouble.
Then stay in it and be damned to you.
Father, what is it? I've never seen you so upset.
Well, read this.
My dear Dr. Lanyon, as you value my friendship and my life, please go to this very night to my home. Father, this is a note from Henry.
Yes, and you needn't read any further. He begs me to go to his home, enter his laboratory, and procure certain chemicals and powders, giving very explicit directions as to where I should find them. When the message was delivered an hour or so ago, I have just returned from following Henry's instructions. As you see, the message directs that I am to give these materials to whoever calls for them.
But what does it all mean?
Well, you are Henry's fiancée. You are close to him, closer than anyone else. He is obviously in some sort of difficulty. And if you know what it is, I charge you for his sake as well as your own. Tell me what it is.
But if I knew, I'd tell you. But yes, he is in grave difficulty. But whatever it may be, he keeps to himself. And what would it have to do with chemicals and powders and elixirs? Oh, Father, I don't know.
No. Lamb is retired. I'll answer the door. You retire as well, my dear.
No, Father, I want to stay and...
Do as I say, my child. Go to your room. I have a feeling that I'd best tend to this alone. Go now.
Very well, Father.
How damnably long does it take you to answer the door? Let me in quickly. You took your own sweet time, man. Where are the materials you were told to get?
In my study.
Come. Let us get them. Come. Where are they? Where are they?
Right there on my desk.
Yes, you did well. All seems to be here. Believe me. You misunderstood. I didn't say shut the door. I said leave me.
I didn't misunderstand, Mr. Hyde.
You know me.
From the newspaper reports of your murders and the general description of you, all of London knows you now, I should think.
Leave me. Go out and close the door and don't return until I'm gone.
Not until you tell me what connection you have with my friend and my daughter's betrothed, Dr. Henry Jekyll.
I tell you, if you value your sanity, leave me.
I will know the answer to who you are and what connection you have with Jekyll, or you will not leave this room. Hyde.
You fool. The police are hot on my trail. I killed the man.
No, I'm not surprised.
I went to Jekyll's house, but his blithering servant refused to let me in. That's why I sent that message to you.
You? Well, it was signed by Dr. Jekyll.
You don't understand.
And I intend to understand, or you will not leave this room, this house. Back off, I say. Yes, as you see, I'm prepared for you. This gun is loaded, Mr. Hyde, and I shall use it if need be.
You leave me no choice. If the police find me here, well, they will not find me. The potion is quickly prepared.
The potion?
Once again, leave me.
No.
Then you witness what you shall witness. You're as big a fool as Jekyll. You're given the chance to leave well enough alone, but no. You must know the answer. Well, you shall know it. Your friend Dr. Jekyll had a theory. A theory he talked about so endlessly, so compulsively, that he bored everyone within the sound of his voice. You know the theory, do you not?
Yes, I was one of the bored listeners. Yes, I know. But each of us contains within himself not one spirit, but two. A good spirit, an evil spirit.
What else? There was more.
Jekyll also believed that a way might be found, yes, via a potion that would release that other spirit, the evil side of us, the side we all try to keep under control.
Exactly, and you all laughed. The mercury. Where's the mercury? You didn't bring... Oh, you did, yes. Here it is. Thank God. Yes, you all laughed. You said it couldn't be done. And even if it could be done, you all said it would be madness to try it. You were right in one respect. It was indeed madness.
You, if I follow you, you are saying that Jekyll carried out the experiment?
He did.
And it was successful?
Successful? For me, yes, for me. For him, tragic. For you see, Dr. Lanyon, I am in control now, whereas before Dr. Jekyll controlled me, I now control Dr. Jekyll.
What in God's name are you saying?
You shall see. Yes, in a moment. You shall see. There, potion is ready. Before I drink it, I offer you one more chance to leave.
No.
Well, in that case, Lanyon, God help you.
You drank that.
Why do you think I mixed it?
But it contained mercury, quicksilver, and other... Mr. Hyde, what... Oh, my God, what's happening? You're changing before my eyes. You're getting taller. The hair on your head changing color. Good Lord. What are you going through? You're becoming a different man. A different being. Heaven help you. You've become, before my eyes, you've become Henry Jekyll.
Yes. Yes. And just in time. The police are at your door, Dr. Lanyon. Let them in. I have nothing to fear. For the moment.
And so, before the shocked eyes of Dr. Lanyon, Dr. Jekyll's secret is revealed. Edward Hyde and Dr. Jekyll are one and the same man. Questions arise. What did Hyde mean by saying he is now in control of Jekyll? What did Jekyll mean when he said he has nothing to fear for the moment? We shall see when I return shortly with Act 3.
You've seen the Budweiser commercials on television, and maybe you've wondered how long people have been putting that famous Bud label on things. Well, not as long as the brewers of Bud have been putting things on the label. Things like a list of Bud's most important ingredients. Quote, brewed by our original process from the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt. And things like the following statement. This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. Unquote. Yes, brewing beer right does make a difference. Read the Bud label. Taste the king of beers, and you'll agree, when you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
It's a real hot day. I'm soaking up the sun, and suddenly I say antifreeze right out loud. My wife says, huh? And I say, haven't you heard that song?
You can never buy Prestone too early. Do it now, don't you wait. You can never buy Prestone too early. You can only buy it too late.
It's a fact. A 50-50 mix of Prestone 2 Winter Summer Formula and water, about 2 gallons for most cars, fights boil-over because it helps your cooling system handle heat better than water. Fresh boil-over protection and fresh corrosion protection, too, because only Prestone 2 has a patented silicone silicate inhibitor system. Nothing beats it for corrosion protection. Summer, winter, spring, or fall, you can never buy Prestone too early. You can only buy it too late.
Can't trust Prestone.
Who can you trust?
The Scotland Yard police, in pursuit of the murderous Mr. Hyde, arrive at Dr. Lanyon's house in Cavendish Square, just as Hyde is transformed into the noted and respected physician, Dr. Jekyll. Now, as the police urgently ring the bell of the front door...
Dr. Lanyon, you must answer the door.
I can't get up from this chair, Jekyll. My heart, I feel weak, faint.
Then I suppose I must let them in. Beatrice, how long have you been outside this door?
Long enough, Henry.
You know.
Oh, heaven help you, Henry. Yes, I know.
That's the police at the door. You'll not give me away.
Dr. Jekyll.
Inspector Wolf, isn't it?
Yes, but what... one moment. Sergeant, place your men so every entrance and exit is guarded. Now, if I may come in, Dr. Jekyll?
Certainly. My dear, this is Inspector Wolf of Scotland Yard. My fiancée, Miss Beatrice Lanyon, Inspector.
How do you do? Oh, no, 1,000 apologies, ma'am, but we're looking for a murderer. A certain Edward Hyde.
And what makes you think you'll find him here?
A description of him was given to every hansom cab driver in London. One of them saw him enter this house little more than half an hour ago and notified the yard.
Well, you've obviously made a mistake. This is the home of Dr. Lanyon. I am his daughter. We are not acquainted with anyone named Hyde.
I beg your pardon, Dr. Jekyll. You said something?
No.
Miss Lanyon, I should like your permission to search the premises.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible,
Oh, I don't
Inspector.
think you quite understand. If our information is correct, Edward Hyde is in this house, and he's a dangerous man, Miss Lanyon. A murderer.
I'm sorry. No. Good night, Inspector. Inspector, I said good night.
Is your father at home?
Yes.
Then I must ask to see him. If you'll not give us permission to search the house, perhaps he will.
I'm sorry, Inspector, but my father...
I insist, madam.
Inspector, there is no Edward Hyde in this house any more than there was an Edward Hyde in mine when you called there.
Very well. I won't pursue this matter further tonight, Miss Lanyon. But, Dr. Jekyll, I think we should have another talk, you and I, about your Mr. Hyde.
He's not my Mr. Hyde, Inspector. He's a patient I haven't seen in a long time. Should he pay me another professional visit, I shall certainly notify you. And now, sir, good night.
Good night.
Henry. Oh, Henry, what terrible thing have you done?
My darling. Oh, my dearest. I'm trapped by my own folly. Your father warned me a long time ago to give up my experiments. If only I had heeded his advice.
Well, heed it now.
It's impossible. It's too late.
Why too late?
I've lost control over Hyde. He controls me. Over these past months, he's grown stronger and I weaker. I never know how or when the transformation, horrible transformation, will take place. Heaven help me, Beatrice. I have become Hyde's slave.
But it's not too late. We can't let it be. Father could help you, Henry. I'm sure he can. Come. We'll ask his advice. He'll know what to do.
Perhaps you're right. Yes. Let's see what he has to say.
Father, the police have gone and Henry's in fearful trouble, as you know, and he wants to... Father?
Dr. Lanyon.
Father, what is it? Why do you just sit there staring? Oh, my God. Oh, Henry.
Yes. He's dead. What he saw tonight was too much for his weak heart. Edward Hyde murdered him. Heaven forgive me. I murdered him.
All right, Beatrice. Jekyll. We can leave now, I think.
No, I would like to stay a little longer, Mr. Utterson.
No, child. They'll start to fill in the grave shortly. There's no need to put yourself through that. Come along now, I insist.
Oh, very well.
Beatrice, if you would care to dismiss your carriage and let me take you home in mine.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Utterson, but I'd like to be alone. You understand.
Yes, sir.
I'll go with Beatrice.
Oh, no, thank you, Henry. No, I really do wish to be by myself for a time.
I see. I'll call on you then tomorrow. If I am able.
No, I shall be busy tomorrow. There's so much to do winding up Father's affairs.
Perhaps if
I'll get in touch with you, Henry. Good day. Good day, Mr. Utterson.
Good day, Beatrice. Jekyll, join me in my carriage. I want to talk to you.
My own carriage is waiting.
Send it along. I must talk with you.
As you wish. You may go along, Johnson. I'm riding with Mr. Utterson.
After you, Jekyll.
Well, what is it?
I want to talk to you about your will.
Oh, what now, Utterson?
Oh, need to ask. You read the newspapers. You know this man, Edward Hyde, is a monster, a murderer sought by the police. God knows what your connection with him may be, what hold he has on you, and you needn't say he hasn't. He must have. Why else would a man of your reputation, a celebrated and respected physician, leave all his worldly possessions to such a human horror?
They're my possessions. I have the right to do with them as I wish.
And I the right as your solicitor to refuse to let you do it.
You can't stop me.
Well, perhaps I can.
How? In what way?
Not sure. I'll have to seek advice on this. But it may very well be, Jekyll, on grounds of protecting you from yourself, that I can have you declared incompetent to handle your affairs.
Incompetent? I incompetent? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you even think such a thing?
Jekyll, let go, my arm. You're hurting.
My will is my will. Edward Hyde is to inherit everything in the event of my death or my disappearance.
What is the matter with you? Take your hand out. Good Lord, your hand. Jekyll, your hand. It's covered with long hair. The fingernails are becoming...
Hey, you
claws.
meddling little pipsqueak.
Face, it's changing.
Of course it's changing, you interfering muddlehead. Do me out of my inheritance, would you? Prevent me from inheriting Jekyll's wealth?
You... Oh, my God, you're Hyde. You are Edward Hyde.
Yes, Edward Hyde. Edward Hyde. Murderer, Edward Hyde. Monster, according to you.
Yes, but how could you? No, you're strangling me. You're... No.
Die.
Henry, it's Beatrice. Let me in. Henry, do you hear me? Open this door. Henry, I've come to help you. Let me in.
Beatrice.
Henry.
It's the end. It's the end, Beatrice. The end. The potion doesn't work anymore. It's useless. Hyde takes over whenever he pleases.
Oh, dear Lord. There must be something we could... What is this gun?
I meant to take my life in this horror once and for all. But he won't let me. I have only to pick up the gun and he returns. I no longer have any will of my own. He possesses me, owns me, like a demon.
What is it?
Oh, get out of here, Beatrice. Leave me at once.
You're changing. You're becoming Hyde. Let go of me, Henry.
Let go of you? When I've wanted you, yearned for you, lusted for you, my lovely creature, all these months, huh?
Don't kiss me.
Oh, yes. Kiss you and fondle you and caress you and... You're stronger than I thought, my beautiful Beatrice. Good, very good. That makes the sport worthwhile. Come away. From you. Stay away from you who were made for love. Would you deny a man pleasure? I'll say you're very, very quick. Strong, too. Strong and quick. And desirable. Stop trying to elude me. You can't. You know, you can't. You are strong, but I am stronger. You are quick, but I am quicker. And you are a beauty. And I a beast, eh? Beauty and the Beast, eh? Beauty and the Beast. Put that down.
No. You could stop Henry Jekyll from using this gun, but you can't stop me. Get away from that door. Let me out of here.
Oh, no.
Stay back or I'll shoot.
Go ahead, shoot. I didn't think you could. It isn't in you to kill even such a thing as me.
No. Oh, dear God, help me.
Just give me the gun right here, and then once you're in my arms... No. Don't struggle. It'll do you no good. Give me the gun.
Miss Lanyon! Oh, good heavens! Miss Lanyon! Miss Lanyon!
The gun went off and killed Mr. Hyde.
Hyde? But on the floor, that's Dr. Jekyll.
What?
See for yourself.
Oh, yes. I see.
But if the gun killed Mr. Hyde, how?
Don't ask any questions now, Poole. Not now. Just go and fetch the police.
As a baffled and distraught Poole rushes out into the storm to find a policeman, Beatrice Lanyon gazes down at the body of Dr. Henry Jekyll. Or is it Edward Hyde? I'll be back shortly.
It took me 20 years to get what I've got today. A nice house, a couple of comfortable, good-looking cars. Then along came all the concern about miles per gallon. They say one of my cars ought to be a small car. I say, okay, show me a small car that's good enough to make a big car guy like me happy. They say, look at a Buick. I say, go on, Buick doesn't even make small cars. Look at the Apollo, they say. So I looked. Buick does make a small car. But this one's got some room and comfort. And something else. A 6-cylinder engine and a standard 21-gallon gas tank. Put those together and you've got range. And that's just important to me as miles per gallon. So I consider everything about the car, the economy naturally, but also how nice it was inside and how smooth it was. And I bought the Apollo. There's nothing wrong with a small car, as long as it's a Buick. Apollo, the Buick of small cars.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love. But give your allergy to contact.
Now listen carefully, because this message may surprise you. There is an ingredient that can effectively help block pollen's bad effect on your system. Sneezing, sniffling, drips, itchy, red, watery eyes. It's the antihistamine most prescribed by allergy specialists, and it's an ingredient in Contact. Surprising, yes, but the true wonder of Contact is how our tiny time pills keep this antihistamine working, helping up to 12 hours per capsule, all day, all night. Allergy is our business, too.
Give your hand to a friend. Give your heart to your love.
But give your allergy to Contact. Take Contact only when needed. Only as directed.
You may like to know that the adaptation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde I've just brought you comes closer to Stevenson's original than any other I know. I think you'll agree it was as much a mystery as a tale of horror. Our cast included Kevin McCarthy, Marion Seldes, Ian Martin, and Kurt Benson. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division, the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal, and new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Professor Harold Hill is the Music Man.
76 trombones led the big parade.
And he comes marching into town every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Dallas Repertory Theater in North Park Shopping Center, bringing with him all your favorite songs from the Music Man.
Till there was you. Light rose.
For Music Man tickets at Dallas Repertory Theater, call 369-8966. You're listening to KRLD Dallas.
In the next minute, you're going to hear about something many car dealers shy away from: service. Auto House on Dallas North Parkway, your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer, knows service is important to you. And it's the best form of owner protection plan we know of. Jerry Watts, our service manager, tests every man who wants to work on Mercedes-Benz automobiles at Auto House. He's tough about it because our customers expect the best. Some men don't make it because he won't hire anyone but experienced professionals. Auto House won't take a chance on hiring anyone else to work on your Mercedes-Benz. Even the men who do qualify have to go to school before they can be Mercedes-Benz service technicians. And no matter how experienced they are, every one of our technicians must keep going back to school at regular intervals. That way, they know the latest techniques, equipment, and information. The man who services your Mercedes-Benz at Auto House is a service specialist, because at Auto House, good service is the best form of owner protection we know of.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents...
Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to another hour with the great forces of the unknown. Those majestic forces that move around, above and beneath us, pushing and pulling at our lives, our bodies, our brains. Forces no less powerful because we know them not. And here's a thought. How much of their power actually derives from their mystery? Were we to fathom them, explode their secrets, would they then become as comprehensible as, say, the centrifugal force in the spin dryer at the laundromat? Well, the day is far off when we can be that knowledgeable. So, in the meantime, listen.
How will you do it?
A gun?
Do you have a gun?
No.
Well, then that's no good.
A knife?
Could you get near him? Near enough to use a knife? Do you have the strength?
No.
Well, so that's no good.
But he has to die so that I can live.
He will die. He will die tomorrow morning.
How do you know?
He will die of the mass of Saint-Césaire.
Our mystery drama, The Secret Doctrine, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Elspeth Eric and stars Mercedes McCambridge. It is sponsored in part by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal and new sugar-free diet 7-Up. I'll be back shortly with Act 1.
I want that sinus medicine.
Headache tablets?
No, sinus medicine. Sinus tablets. Helps the headache and the pressure.
Oh, you mean sign-off.
Exactly.
Headache pain is one thing. A sinus headache is something else. Sometimes your whole face can seem to throb with pain. You want relief. Take Sign-Off tablets. SINEOFF, the sinus medicine that gives you a full dose of pure aspirin plus a sinus drainer. Sign-Off, the sinus medicine that helps relieve sinus pain while you drain. And Sign-Off doesn't stop there. Have you tried Sign-Off Sinus Spray, the fastest known form of sinus congestion relief? It works in seconds. That's Sign-Off Sinus Spray. When sinus flares up, use Sign-Off tablets and spray, only as directed.
SINEOFF.
Sign-Off.
Exactly.
Sign-Off, the sinus medicines in the bright red box.
If you're handy, or even if you're not, you know that a good part of getting the job done right is having the proper tools. Hi, Frank Lieber here for True Value Hardware Store. They'd be the first to agree with that. So to help you acquire the tools you need, they keep their prices low. For instance, get an 8-inch adjustable crescent wrench for just $3.99. Men who know, professional mechanics and tradesmen, ask for the Crescent brand by name. Just $3.99 at True Value Hardware Stores. A tape measure? The Lufkin Measure-Lock tape measure locks open, glides back at the touch of a button. The 12-foot size is just $3.49. Or how about a Weller soldering iron kit? It's a handy tool for a variety of hobbies and chores. The complete kit has an iron, 3-tip soldering wire, and is just $3.49. Weller soldering iron kits, Lufkin tape measures, and Crescent wrenches, they may be just what you need to get the job done right. And they're sensibly priced at the True Value Hardware Store nearest your home.
Careful, they say, what you ask for, lest it be given to you. Who of us knows what to ask for? Who can see far enough into the future to know what gift will delight and which destroy? Better simply to accept whatever comes, with gratitude, whenever possible. Listen with me now to the somber story called The Secret Doctrine.
You can begin now, Louise.
Now, Father Giles?
The others have gone. You said your confession would take some time, so let's begin.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Go on, Louise, and speak up. Don't mumble.
in thought, word, and deed. Oh, Father, I can't find the words to tell you.
Remember, I sit in the confessional box not only as your priest, but as God's own surrogate.
Father, you know Peter Sorrell.
Sorrell?
Yes. The American movie star.
Oh, I don't know any American movie stars. Oh, you mean the actor who came here to make a film about the Saint Vincent de Paul? Yes. It caused quite a stir in the village. And then something happened. What was it?
Father, Peter Sorrell died.
Oh, did he die? I hadn't heard.
This morning.
Oh, God take his soul. What was his illness?
He was not ill, Father. He simply died. He slipped away.
But he was not an old man. What did the doctor say?
Just what I told you. That he was not ill. That he simply grew weaker and weaker until death took him. I know what he died of, Father Giles.
You know?
He died of the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
Do you know what you're saying? The Mass of Saint-Césaire has not been said in Gascony for hundreds of years. Most priests have never heard it. Oh, no good priest would even say it. I think you'd best tell me all about it, Louise.
Yes, Father. I was in love with Peter Sorrell.
In love? Well, you never knew him. He only came here a month ago.
I've seen all his films. Each one many times. When one of them came to Dax, I'd walk the 20 miles to see it. And if it was there for 2 days, I'd roam the streets all night to see it again and again, as many times as it was shown.
You call this being in love? How old are you, Louise?
I'm 38, Father.
Have you ever loved a boy, a man?
No, Father. I've been in love with Peter Sorrell since I was 18. I've written to him in Hollywood every week for 20 years. And once he answered me. And he sent me his picture. And when I heard that he was coming here, I saw the hand of God.
Take care you don't blaspheme, Louise.
That is how it seemed to me, Father Giles.
Go on.
The company he worked for had rented the big house on the hill for him. And the first day he was here, I took him some of my onion soup.
Well. What have we here?
I brought you some onion soup, Mr. Sorrell. If you'd care to accept it.
I'd care like crazy.
I've seen all your films, Mr. Sorrell. I love them all.
You've got a big heart.
And the next day I took him a bottle of wine. It's called sand wine, Mr. Sorrell. A local product.
Like you. You're a local product.
It's very good. Really, it is.
So are you. What's your name?
And the next day, I took him a bottle of brandy. It's Armagnac, Mr. Sorrell. It's the best brandy in France.
I'll just bet it is.
There's a dish I know how to make with this brandy. Roast capon.
And you're going to make it for me, aren't you, Louise? That is your name, isn't it? Louise?
The next day I went to his house. But this time he wasn't alone. There was a man with him. A young American gentleman.
I shouldn't have let you talk me into this picture, Gabe.
Me talk you into it?
Who cares about saints anymore?
Well, there's got to be a reaction from all that demon stuff eventually.
Pardon me, Mr. Sorrell. The capon is...
Louise, meet my agent, Gabe Hauser.
How are you, Louise?
Mr. Hauser, I'll keep the capon warm until you're ready.
Please.
Yes, when you're ready, call me.
Who is that?
A fan. One of my millions of fans.
What's for dinner tonight, Louise?
Gascony pork and cabbage in a special sauce.
Why can't we eat like that on the set, huh, Peter?
Because Louise isn't on the set.
Oh, if only I could be.
Hey, we could fix her up with a walk-on or something, couldn't we?
You could.
Hey, she could be one of the Sisters of Charity. Why not?
Louise, the star has spoken.
So then, Father, I could be with him during the day, and not just in the evenings. I was in heaven.
You have strange concepts of theological matters, Louise. But go on.
Oh, the atmosphere of that place, all the fuss and the laughter and the excitement, it all went to my head. And I forgot that I only wanted to serve him. I wanted to love him, to belong to him, and to have him belong to me.
You poor woman.
I watched him every moment. My eyes were fastened on his face, my ears strained to catch every word that fell from his lips.
There is nothing so grand as a good priest. It hurts me to see God's work in unloving hands.
Cut! That's a print. Okay, let's break.
I didn't think anyone noticed how I stared at him, followed him about, waited for him after the day's work. But one day as I watched him...
And the city hospital. 2 to a bed. Some lying on the floor.
You're crying, Louise.
He's doing the scene with the cardinal.
Oh, it's not a sad scene. It's not even a good scene.
Oh, it's a very good scene. It's a wonderful scene. Everything he does is wonderful. It was Noemi, Father. You know her? The woman who came here from the Basque country last year. She got herself a job, an extra like me. And so I saw a lot of her after that.
My father. I degraded my father. I scourged my father.
Why, you want him for your very own.
Not the way you mean, Noemi.
Oh, yes. Precisely the way I mean. What other way is there?
Oh, my Savior. I need to confess.
Cut! Bring it! Break for lunch.
Noemi was always there, Father. I couldn't send her away. She belonged there as much as I did, after all.
Why in the world should I lie down when those poor people are calling for me?
Why, you want him, Louise. It shows on your face.
See them lying.
It's hopeless.
Tell me, can you get your hands on some locks of his hair, cuttings from his fingernails, his toenails?
Why? Why should I?
Why, they will give you power over him.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Oh, believe it's true. His hair, his fingernails, his toenails. If you want him, get them and bring them to me.
Need me?
Cut! Break that. Concessions on the set, please.
I didn't believe her, Father, not really. But my desire had become so great, I thought I should go mad. I had no trouble finding bits of his hair. I picked up all I needed from the floor of the makeup room. But the cuttings from his fingernails and his toenails, that was more difficult. Then one evening at his house...
DePaul was the first social worker in history. You know that, Gabe? I mean, he organized social services.
Would you like some more Armagnac, Mr. Sorrell?
Oh, you still here, Louise? You can go home whenever you feel like it. You don't have to stick around.
I've been listening and watching.
A great dinner, Louise.
I noticed you bite your nails, Mr. Sorrell, when you talk.
Oh, yeah. A childhood habit.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's what my mother always said.
If you'd let me cut your nails properly...
My mother always said that, too.
I have a scissors right here with me.
My mother also always had the scissors right there with her.
So while they talked, I cut his fingernails, and I saved them all, even the little bits of cuticle in my kerchief. And when I had finished...
Louise, you're a saint.
Oh, if I'm a saint, Mr. Sorrell, I should wash your feet.
Wash my feet?
Say now... They get awfully dirty walking around the set in those old sandals. And all the saints, even the Pope, he washes the feet of a sinner once a year to show humility.
I'm your sinner, is that it?
Let her, Peter, if she wants to.
Well, you really want to?
And to cut your toenails.
Well, what can I say? It's the best offer I've had since I came to France.
And so I did, Father. And when I left that night, I had all the cuttings in my kerchief, and I took them to Noemi, who waited for me in the woods.
Take this, Louise.
What is that?
It's a little bag made from the skin of a toad, which my own daughter impaled at midnight in the graveyard of the old abbey. Oh, we put all your precious cuttings into it. Now, pull the drawstrings tight. That's it, and hang it around your neck, under your dress. Yes, just like that.
How do you know that it will work?
I know.
It seems so wrong. It's going against God, isn't it?
Have you ever heard of Eliphaz Levi and the Secret Doctrine?
No.
Well, Eliphaz Levi was his pen name. He wrote many books on the subject of magic. Magic exists. Always has existed all over the world.
But I'm afraid of it, Noemi.
Oh, give in to your fear, and you'll lose the thing you most desire. Conquer your fear, and the Secret Doctrine will bring you Peter Sorrell.
How do I know?
Magic is everywhere, unseen, unheard, but it is working all the time. You need only the spiritual energy to make it work for you.
But do I have energy like that? I don't think I do.
Oh, never mind. I do. Now, kneel down. No, do not bow your head. Raise your face to the sky. Send up a prayer from your loins to Aether, god of chaos and the dark.
Well, the secret doctrine has been kept from me, I must say. All my life I have struggled from problem to problem, quandary to quandary, with only my limited intelligence to assist me. And all the time, was there a secret doctrine that might have solved things magically? If so, I'm a little late finding it out. We'll be back shortly for Act 2.
Look, let's put an end to all this gloomy-sounding stuff you've been getting so much of lately. Income tax is behind us, spring is here, Aaron's hit number 715, and there's even reason for hope with the gasoline thing. It's in this new spirit that I'd like to talk to you about buying a new car. It's a small car, one you can judge sanely, and not just in terms of how many miles per gallon it gives you. The car is a Buick Apollo. Like any self-respecting small car, it is economical. It's got a 6-cylinder engine and a 21-gallon gas tank, which combine to give Apollo good gas economy and great range. But Apollo can also seat 6 passengers, and it has the kind of smoothness, quietness, and interior comforts that you'd expect of a Buick. Okay, you're looking for a car, and you think it should be small. Well, Buick has the car, Apollo. But don't buy it because it's small. Buy it because it's a Buick.
If you love spaghetti like I love spaghetti, I know what you're looking for. So come on, get ready for great spaghetti at the spaghetti store. If you want spaghetti, the best spaghetti, you don't have to look no more. Get your taste buds ready for great spaghetti at the spaghetti store.
Here's a riddle for you. What has 6 different kinds of spaghetti? Chicken, mushroom, meat sauce, shrimp, meatballs, or a combination of any of the above?
Oh, that's easy.
And dinner prices from $2.10 to $2.85.
Still easy.
And additional selections from ravioli to steak.
That's not a riddle, that's a cross-examination.
Come on, what's the answer?
The spaghetti store. Now, here's one for you. What has blue eyes and a craving for spaghetti?
Paul Newman's stomach.
No, me, meatball.
So when you come in, bring your appetite. There's one thing you know for sure. Great spaghetti we've got, and it don't cost a lot at the spaghetti store.
2731 West Northwest Highway. Also Arlington and Fort Worth.
The only magic I have ever known was long, long ago, when I expelled a loud and angry scream, and food instantly appeared. Talk about rubbing a lamp. Talk about wearing a bag of discarded nails and hair about your neck. Well, we shall see if they can match my infant cry.
Some sort of magic was working, Father Giles, because when I got to my feet after that strange prayer to the God of Chaos, there in the woods with the toadskin bag still hanging around my neck, I felt that I was a beautiful woman. Can you imagine that, Father?
Yes.
The next day was my last, so far as the film was concerned. I hated to step out of the Sister of Charity habit and get back into my own clothes, but my spirits rose to the sky when Peter stopped me and said...
This was your last day, wasn't it, Louise?
Yes, my last day.
Well, it won't be the same around here without you. We'll miss you.
Will you... will you miss me?
I'll miss you the most. But I'll see you at the house, won't I? You're not going to desert me now, are you?
Never. I'd never do that.
Well, you better not, Louise.
I met Noemi late that night in the woods, and I told her what Peter had said and what I had said.
You see? The magic is beginning to take hold.
I couldn't go to the set the next day. What reason would I have? So I spent the day in his house cooking a shoulder of lamb for him in the Gascon style. You know how long that takes, Father.
Louise!
In the kitchen.
What smells so good?
It's something special I'm cooking for you.
Louise, what have I done to deserve you? You're the greatest thing that's happened to me since... You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Let's put it that way.
I told Noemi that night that time was growing short, that in 2 days Peter surely would be leaving France. And I told her I must go with him.
Now, listen, Louise. This is what you must do. When he comes home, you must be waiting for him on his bed, all naked and perfumed, and he will love you.
I had loved him, Father, for so many years. And now every dream, every desire would come true. I was lying on his bed, as Noemi had told me I should be, with my hair all freshly washed and perfumed, as my body was. And I heard the front door close. And I heard his feet on the stairs.
Louise?
I couldn't answer. I waited for the bedroom door to open. And it did.
What a... Louise, is that you? What in the name of heaven?
I've been waiting for you.
Are you crazy?
Peter, listen to me. I want you to love me. You do love me. I've seen the love growing in your eyes. I've heard it in your voice. Take me now. And tell me that you love me. And that we will go to America together, to your home, where I will love you and look after you.
Louise, now listen to me.
See, look, over there, I brought all my clothes. I feel that I'm reaching the end of a long, long journey. I've loved you so long.
Louise, let me talk to you.
Oh, yes. Talk to me.
Louise, if I've made you think that I'm anything more than just very fond of you, I'm sorry, Louise. I'm very, very sorry. If I've made you think I love you, well, I'm sorry. What more can I say?
But you do love me. You've loved me for 3 whole days.
3 days?
And I've loved you for years and years. But you've only loved me for 3 days, so of course it seems new to you. I understand.
Now, Louise, what 3 days are you talking about?
The last 3 days, of course. Ever since I started wearing this.
What's that?
It's a bag made from the skin of a toad. A toad impaled at midnight in the graveyard of the Abbey.
What's in that bag, Louise?
Why, part of you. Bits of your hair, bits of your fingernails, your toenails, little particles of you.
What kind of a game are you running on me, Louise?
It's no game. It's real.
Real hell. All the time you were hanging around here. You were cooking and cleaning and washing and all that. You were hanging around the set, waiting on me, telling me I'm such a great actor, begging to cut my fingernails, my toenails. You were conning me. You were running some kind of a tricky, sneaky game on me.
It was no game.
Now, look, lady, you get your clothes on fast, you hear me? You get out of here. You want some money?
No.
I'll give you money. You've earned it. But if you ever try to play any of these crazy tricks on me again, I'm going to track you down. I'm going to have you put away. Now, you get out of here.
I did get out, Father Giles, but I can't remember how. The next thing I remember is running through the woods, calling for Noemi. And then I remember falling down on the ground and the blackness coming down over me.
My poor Louise.
Noemi found me a little later. I don't know how much later.
What happened, Louise?
Nothing happened, Noemi. He doesn't love me. He never did. I think you'd better take back the little toadskin bag, Noemi. It didn't work.
Did you do everything I told you?
Yes, I did. I washed my hair and perfumed my body, and I lay on his bed. But when he came home, he didn't want me. I tried to tell him about the Secret Doctrine, but he didn't want to listen.
You told him?
I tried to. After all, I don't know much about it, only what you've told me, and I didn't understand all of that. But he didn't want to hear about it.
Oh, the man is a monster!
Yes, he is a monster.
You poor woman.
No, don't you feel sorry for me either, Father Giles. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me.
But don't you see? You let your desires take hold of you, Louise. You let them dictate your actions. You lost control.
Oh, yes, I did that.
You became blind to the realities of the matter.
Yes, I did that, too. I fell in love with a man when he was only a walking shadow on a screen. I hurt no one. I would never have hurt him if he hadn't come to France to make another of his foolish motion pictures.
Louise, would it make you feel better, my child, if I were to tell you that you are not the first to give your heart to an unknown man who's only making his living by performing in public?
I suppose that is true, Father.
Does it make you feel a little better?
But I don't feel badly, Father.
You don't?
Not about him. Not about trying to give myself to him and his telling me he didn't want me. I felt badly about it at the time. Very badly, I suppose.
Of course you did.
But by the time Noemi found me in the woods, I felt quite differently.
Just how did you feel?
Very calm, very clear, very right.
Right? About what? Clear about what?
About what I must do.
And what was that?
I kill him, of course.
But you have said that it was all your own doing, that no one else should be blamed.
Quite so. But I had to kill him in me. Don't you see what I mean?
I'm not sure that I do.
Father, he was part of me. He'd been part of me for many, many years. There was more of him in me than there was of myself. Oh, you must understand.
I'm trying, Louise.
I knew how wrong I'd been to love him. Yes, to lust after him. To have obscene thoughts about him there in the dark of the theater. I knew these were sins. They were bad sins. And now I was willing to take upon myself the last sin of all. To kill him. Don't you understand that?
I don't believe I do.
How strange. Noemi understood.
You say Noemi understood? What you have just told me?
Yes, Father. There, that night in the forest, I told her how I must commit this most grievous sin.
How will you do it?
A gun?
Do you have a gun?
No.
Well, then that's no good.
A knife?
Could you get near enough to him to use a knife? Are you strong enough?
No.
Well, then that's no good.
But he must die, so that I may live.
He will die. He will die tomorrow morning.
How do you know?
He will die of the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And all the scorned women from the beginning of time must have at least looked around to see if there was a gun or a knife nearby. Sometimes there was, and the story had an unhappy ending, and a messy one. But what if those poor scorned women had known of the Mass of Saint-Césaire, a black and malevolent ritual of which you will learn more shortly when I bring you Act 3.
Hi, I'm Goldilocks, Ms. Goldilocks, if you please, and I'm a professional taste tester. Here at my taste test laboratory, that's TTL for short, I taste test everything from porridge to diet drinks. Actually, there's not that much taste testing in porridge these days. There used to be. Once upon a time. I mean, that's how this miss got into the biz. But lately it's been diet drinks. I mean, with so many diet drinks going sugar-free, I've been really busy conducting taste tests. A rather unbearable assignment, to be sure. But then I discovered sugar-free diet 7-Up. Fresh, natural, delicious. My only problem is that sugar-free diet 7-Up tastes so good that it broke my Goldilocks diet drink taste-o-meter. Well, sugar-free diet 7-Up certainly has my seal of approval. This one's just right.
I was having dinner in Old Town Village last week, and as we were leaving, we noticed that the waterbed store was open. Well, we went in. You know, I'd never really looked at waterbeds because I always thought they were for the kids, and if I ever got on one, I'd probably get seasick. But it was different. The salesman there got us to lie down on a bed and told us why we'd sleep better on a hydro-rest waterbed system. He also took the time to tell us about frame construction, mattress durability, and the safety features incorporated into each of their systems. We got home and read the literature and decided that a hydro-rest system makes good sense. We're going to buy a waterbed from Dallas's oldest and largest waterbed company, Waterbed Systems International. They have 3 locations, 3323 Oak Lawn, Old Town Village, and a brand new store in Town East Mall. I tried hydro-rest. I was impressed.
We promised you further details of the Mass of Saint-Césaire, that horrid leftover from the Dark Ages. And so we shall. We always keep our word. Let us pick up our story where we left off, with Louise and Noemi talking in hushed tones beneath the moon in the dark woods of Gascony.
He has to die so that I can live.
He will die tomorrow morning. He will die of the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
How can anyone die of a mass?
Oh, the Mass of Saint-Césaire is the Mass of revenge. The peasants of Gascony have known this for centuries.
I must ask Father Giles.
Oh, no, you will not breathe a word of this to Father Giles.
But if he would perform the Mass...
He wouldn't dream of it. He probably doesn't even know it. But I know a priest who knows it, and who will perform it. My daughter lives with him. Come, Louise.
We went to the deserted abbey where the priest lived. No one told me his name. I never asked.
You are the one who orders this Mass.
Yes?
For whom shall I say the Mass?
For Peter Sorrel.
Who will be my clerk?
Oh, my daughter will be your clerk, Father.
Who will bring the water for the Mass?
I shall bring it, Father.
Do you know a place where the Mass can be held?
By the ruins of the church, where the gypsies live, Father.
I listened as though nothing they said had anything to do with me, Father Giles. I scarcely knew when they'd finished speaking. I only knew that after a while, Noemi took me by the hand and led me away.
Come, Louise, come. We must get the water for the Mass.
Shouldn't there be wine, Noemi?
For the Mass of Saint-Césaire, there is no wine. There is only water. And the priest does not consecrate it. He drinks it. And it must be water from a well into which the body of an unbaptized infant has been thrown. Come now, Louise, come.
Before 11 o'clock, we were at the ruined church. A dreadful place, Father, where bats lived, and toads, and owls. And through the darkness came the priest, Noemi's daughter by his side. And he stood by the ruins of the old altar.
Ever and ever, for reign and live you, men also run you, redemption is shared.
Noemi, what does he say?
It is the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
But I don't understand it.
It is the Mass for the dead. He is reciting it backwards.
I watched in horrid fascination, Father. I confess that I was fascinated by it. I was like a bird watching a snake. What is he doing now, Noemi?
He is making the sign of the cross.
No, he's not. He's not making.
He is making the sign of the cross with his left foot.
What?
In the dirt. This is the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
I couldn't bear to look, Father Giles. I couldn't. And yet I couldn't bear not to look. The awful Mass had started at 11, and now it was drawing to a close as the hour of midnight struck. And then the Mass was suddenly over. And the priest and his clerk, Noemi's daughter, stole away into the darkness without a word to us.
It is over, Louise, and Peter Sorrel has begun to die.
I'm not sure I believed her, Father Giles. I wasn't capable of belief or disbelief or of any thought at all or of any feeling whatsoever. I only felt tired. So tired I doubted I could move. But I pulled myself to my feet and I said, I must go to him, Noemi. I must go to Peter Sorrel. And I went, Father. I went into town to the house on the hill. And I waited there till the sun had been up for an hour. And then I went to the door and knocked.
Oh, Louise. I suppose you want to see Peter.
Is he here?
Yes, he's here. But he's very ill. The doctor's with him. And no one knows what's the matter with him.
But I knew, Father Giles. He was dying of the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
Louise.
I went to the door every hour, Father. Once, I was told that they'd sent for his doctor from the States. But if that doctor arrived, he came too late. For at 10 o'clock, when I knocked at the door...
Louise. Louise. He died a few minutes ago. No one knows why or how or what it was he died of.
I see.
I know you were very fond of him.
I was. Very fond. Very fond. I went home. I took off my clothes, and I lay down on my bed. The little toadskin bag was still around my neck. I took it off. I kissed it. I put it under the pillow, and then I put my head on the pillow and went fast asleep. I slept soundly, with no dreams at all of any kind. And when I awoke, it was noon. Such a beautiful day. And I started to come here to make my confession. On the way, I met Peter Sorrell's friend once more.
He died, Louise, of nothing at all.
Nothing at all?
He was perfectly well. Talking of going home in the morning. Then, about midnight, he said he was tired. He thought he'd go to bed. But he could hardly climb the stairs to his room. I had to help him. He lay on the bed and closed his eyes. He said he felt as though he was slipping away. Wasn't that a strange thing for him to say? That he was slipping away?
I murmured something, that it was strange indeed, though of course I knew it wasn't. He died of the mass of Saint-Césaire, Father. And now I've told you everything.
And what do you expect me to do, Louise?
To give me my penance, Father. I know it will be severe, I expect that. I want it to be severe. I know what a grave sin I have committed.
Do you, Louise?
To wish for a man's death, Father. To bring it about. What greater sin could there be?
To wish for a man's death. It is a sin in thought, but it can be forgiven. And you are not the first to have committed it. Your wish did not kill him. Men do not die so easily.
It was the Mass of Saint-Césaire that killed him.
God knows, and he alone. But you conspired in the performance of a gruesome mass, a relic from the Dark Ages. You took part in it. And what is most awful, you ordered it. And for this desecration of a holy ritual, there is no penance that would suffice.
But without a penance, how can I obtain absolution? How can I obtain pardon?
I cannot pardon you, Louise. I do not know a curate who can, nor a bishop, nor an archbishop.
Father, what am I to do?
My child, it is possible. I promise you nothing you understand. But it is possible. Were you to go to Rome, if the Pope were to see fit...
To Rome? To the Holy Father?
Only he has the right to grant pardon for the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
Sir, can you tell me, sir? May I ask you?
Yes, Senora. Can I help you?
Please. Is this the Vatican?
This is Vatican City, yes.
Is this the square of St. Peter?
Yes. Straight ahead is St. Peter's Gate.
Oh, I am here.
You've never been here before?
Oh, I have come to see the Pope.
His Holiness is quite busy, Signora.
I come here to make my confession.
Let me take you to a priest.
No. It must be His Holiness. No one else.
Are your sins so great?
My sin is so great. Yes.
Well, I'm only a student here, Signora, but I'll be glad to take you to a priest.
No priest can help me. No bishop. No archbishop.
But a priest might be able to arrange things so that you could see His Holiness, and not right away, of course. It would take time.
I have time. It has already taken me a long time just to come this far.
How long has it taken you?
1,000 days.
Where did you come from?
France. A little town in Gascony.
But that could take you almost 3 years? Oh, you must have stopped off at different places.
Each night to sleep and pray.
You mean you walked all the way? An old woman like you?
Do I look like an old woman? I have just turned 40.
Oh, forgive me, but you look much older than that.
It doesn't really matter now.
Come. Let me help you to your feet.
No. I shall stay on my knees until I see the Pope. I shall end my journey as I began it.
Are you telling me that you have come 1,000 miles on your knees? But why?
It is my penance for the Mass of Saint-Césaire.
1,000 miles, 1,000 days, on her knees. What awful retribution we expect of ourselves. What endurance we can find within us to carry out our goal. And what is the priceless goal we seek? The goal that so obstinately eludes us after thousands upon thousands of miles and as many days. Why, I think it is nothing more and nothing less than peace of mind. I'll be back shortly.
Great taste in the morning. Kellogg's has that wholesome taste to get you up and grinning.
This is Jerry Coffer for Kellogg's Special K. You know, for years we've been talking about the Special K breakfast, a great way to start the day if you have a weight problem. You may have seen or heard our latest commercials, which symbolize the problem of being a few pounds overweight by using this ball and chain. That's the sound effect. But so many people have come to know the Special K breakfast that can help solve weight problems, they sometimes forget that Special K is America's favorite high-protein cereal. It has 8 essential vitamins and iron, and so delicious that lots of folks, kids as well as adults, eat Special K just for the sheer good taste of it. So we don't want you to think that you have to wear a ball and chain to eat Special K. All you need is an appreciation for the finer things of life, a 1-ounce bowl of Special K, 4 ounces of skim milk, tomato juice, coffee, and maybe a little sugar. The Special K breakfast can help you lose weight all by itself, but it really is a good start.
Some research experts say you can't taste the difference between beers. Well, if they're right, then Anheuser-Busch wastes a barrel of time Beechwood aging Budweiser. Only they don't think so. Brewing beer right does make a difference. And they're betting a bundle that you can taste the difference in Bud. When it comes to brewing Budweiser, the Anheuser-Busch choice is to go all the way because they still care about quality. Look at it this way. If the Bud people have a choice between what some experts say and what beer drinkers say, well, you'd better believe they'll go with you beer drinkers every time.
When you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
I told you it would be a somber story, did I not? And so it was. Well, exploring the unknown is not all fun and frolic. But the unknown must be explored in the wild hope that one day it will become known. I wonder, though, when it is as familiar to us as, say, the combustion engine, will it stop being fascinating and become boring? What then will we do for fun? What will happen to this program? Merciful heavens, what will I do for a job? Our cast included Mercedes McCambridge, Mildred Clinton, Bill Johnston, Robert Dryden, and Nick Pryor. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Sign-Off, the Sinus Medicines, Buick Motor Division, and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Now, I caught you sneaking out of North Park National Bank on Saturday.
But, officer, North Park National Bank is open on Saturday.
Oh, sure, the driving tellers maybe, but not the whole bank. Look inside. Well, I'll be. North Park National Bank is full of customers. Okay, let's get going.
But, officer...
Oh, nothing to worry about. I only want to meet your banker.
North Park National Bank, Bodecker at Park Lane, is now open 9 to 1 every Saturday. And it's legal. What more could you want from your bank?
All right, which one of you stubborn parked out front here now?
KRLD, Dallas.
And now, Mystery Theater, brought to you in part by True Value Hardware, your store of first choice.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the sound of suspense, to the theater of the mind, where on the unlimited stage of your imagination, we'll play out a drama of terror. Terror for three people who might be called babes in the wood. It's a frightening thing to lose your way, and even more terrifying if you're lost in an unfamiliar forest with nothing to give you a sense of direction. And that's where we find two escaped convicts, Hank Farley and Will Chase, fugitives from an army stockade, together with Hank's wife, Dolly, who tried to help them escape. But being lost is only a part of their problem.
Well, whatever it was, it's gone.
But it's still out there, somewhere. What are we going to do?
I think we ought to stay here. Till we starve? We've got to keep moving.
But Hank's leg...
Okay, look, I figure it's about early afternoon. Let's wait till the heat of the day passes. Give Hank's leg a rest and then go on when it's cooler.
But if we can't find our way out before dark...
Then we spend another night in these woods.
With that thing out there?
That and God knows what else.
Our mystery drama, Escape
Escape, Escape was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Bob Juran and stars Terry Keane and Robert Dryden.
It's the KSL, Salt Lake City.
Welcome to a rainy August night in Louisiana. The lights of an army camp shine dimly through the sheet of water that falls from the cold black sky. Little rivers run in gullies across the deserted, muddy compound of the stockade. All is quiet except for the rain. And then...
Get down! Get down! They'll see us! We'll never make the fence. Shut up and do what I tell you. Let's go back. That'll really be the end of us. We killed one guard already. No, we're going to go down trying. This rain's on our side. The searchlights don't shine as far. But we've got to get across that whole compound. The next time the lights sweep past, we follow. Just behind. Now, get ready. We won't be able to find the hole in the fence in this rain. We'll worry about that when we get to the fence. Now, hold on. Here comes the light now. Stay just behind it. Ready? Go! Crawl! I can't go any faster. We gotta beat that next swing of the light. How much farther? Can't tell in this rain. The light's coming this way again. Faster! Here's the fence. Hank, the light! I got more shots left. Now, keep your fingers crossed. Ha-ha! Bullseye! I hit the light. Come on. Here along this fence. Yeah. Charlie said the hole would be right next to the fourth post. Yeah, it's rain. It's helped that it hasn't. Here's the hole. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right. You go first. Hurry. I made it. Watch your right side. There's a barb. Yeah. No! Oh, my hip. I told you to watch it. Yeah, that hurts. Can you walk? Yeah, of course I can walk. It's not that bad. All right, come on. Oh, I sure hope Dolly's there with the car. She'll be there. She better be. Yeah. Oh, we don't know the woods or the roads around here. Hank, are you sure you know which way to go? No, I'm not sure. What am I, a miracle man? I'm as scared as you are, but we gotta keep going. Charlie said head straight away from the fence for 1.5 miles to the road. The trees block a lot of the rain. Yeah. We'll get there. There's a clearing. It must be the road. Yeah. Oh, that looks like a car, Hank. Huh? It's too dark to be sure. Keep moving. It is a car, Hank. It's Dolly. She found the spot okay. Yeah. It's a convertible. I told you Dolly wouldn't let us down.
Hank, you made it.
Oh, bless you, Dolly, for being here. Okay, well, get in the back.
Thank God you made it, Hank. Oh, I have missed you so.
Time for that later, doll. All right, come on, get going.
Oh, hey, man, you sure are a mess.
Yeah, we had to crawl through the mud. Yeah. Hey, where are we heading?
Well, first to Masonville. We pick up the interstate there. I had a heck of a time finding my way in here. The rain didn't help either.
It helped us back to the stockade.
What's the matter?
Oh, I ripped myself crawling through the fence.
Is it bad?
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Well, maybe we should stop in Masonville, huh?
Are you crazy? Oh, you'll be all right. We don't dare stop. He's right. We'll keep going.
Oh,
what's the matter?
I just went past the road I'm supposed to take.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I turned right at the white sign coming in, so I'm supposed to turn left going out.
Well, they can't argue with you.
1 mile on this road, and then right at the cemetery.
Now what?
I know this was the road, but we should have come to the cemetery a long time ago.
We probably missed it in the rain. Maybe we should go back.
Yeah, we'll have to. That cemetery's my only guidepost. We're on dirt now. The roads coming in here are all paved.
Maybe we ought to stop and wait till daylight. Hey, there's a light up ahead. Let's ask.
What are you, dummy? What do you think we are, tourists? They've had an alert out for us for an hour.
Well, look, maybe I should ask. You two stay in the car.
No. Wait a minute. It might not be so bad. It's isolated out here. Maybe they haven't heard about us. And even if they have, it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
We're going to spend the night in that house.
What?
No use wandering around getting lost in the rain. We're all going in and help ourselves to their hospitality. Hello? Hello?
Oh, what do you want?
Our car broke down. Can we use your phone?
Oh, what happened to you?
Haven't you ever seen mud before?
Well, come on in.
This is very kind of you, Mrs.
Call me Granny Good. That's how I'm called.
We're on our way to Masonville, Granny. Can we call a service station?
Oh, well, here's the phone. I don't know if Amos had come out this late.
Oh, we don't mind waiting. I'll just...
My phone! What did you do that for?
You just got some unexpected overnight company, and we don't want to be disturbed.
Oh, you got some nerve.
Shut up. You got a radio?
Of course I got a radio. Oh, now I know what you want.
Shut up.
You're the prisoners that escaped from the army camp.
It didn't take them long to announce it.
They said you killed a guard.
Hank, you didn't.
We had to.
Oh, murderers. Get out of my house. Get out.
You just shut up, old lady.
You murderers, you'll not stay in my house.
Hank, an old woman.
You'll be sorry for that. Murderer.
Shut up, I said. Get us some food.
You'll be sorry.
Hank, why are you acting like this?
Leave me alone.
He's on edge, Dolly. We all are. The past couple of hours haven't been any picnics, you know.
What is it?
Your hip again?
Yeah,
Well, here, sit down.
Okay.
Look, could we have some warm water and bandages? My husband's been hurt.
You expect me to nurse him?
No, I just asked
Not for a murderer. Let him suffer.
Get the bandages.
Hank.
Oh, all right, I'll get you some water. But don't think you scared me into it.
Come on, Hank. Now, relax.
Okay.
Coming here was your idea, Hank.
We got no other choice. We'll stay till daylight and then get moving.
Water and a bandage, and don't ask for anything more.
How about some food?
I don't have any food.
Yeah? What's in that pot on the fire?
Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. You want some, sonny boy?
Don't get funny with me.
Hey, look, old lady, we're going to stay here till morning, so just get used to the idea, huh? Will, look around.
Yeah.
See if there's anything we can use, and find some food no matter what she says.
Hank, sit still. I'll fix your leg.
Now, just a minute.
Granny.
The gun again. Why? Why do you want to frighten me? Barge in and treat me like this? I know you're escaped murderers. Why don't you just go and leave me alone?
Hey, Will, did you find anything?
Nothing much. There's a storeroom back here full of empty bottles, every size and shape.
Oh, so Granny likes to put up her own, huh? Where are the full bottles, Granny?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's your booze? I could use a drink right now.
There's no liquor here.
Find it, Will.
Right.
No, don't open that cabinet.
Open it, Will.
No, please.
It's locked.
Open it.
Oh, please, don't. Get away from there.
Hey, look at that.
Money.
It's mine.
Stacks and stacks of money. Just laying there.
Wow, that is something we can use.
No. Don't you dare touch that.
There's no hurry. We'll pack it up when we're ready to leave. All right, come on, Will. Wash up, and Dolly will find us something to drink. And eat.
You want some more salad?
Oh, no.
No, thanks. Me neither.
Hey, wasn't a bad meal.
Yeah, better than that garbage at the army prison, eh, Hank?
I knew that old hag would soften up. Look at her, snoozing over there by the fire with her cauldrons and her cats. All she needs is a black pointed hat.
Yeah. I could use some sleep myself.
They'll take turns. There's nothing that old Hyde can do, but we better not take chances. She might run for help.
Yeah, still pouring rain, though.
That wouldn't stop her. She knows her way around here.
Well, look, I'll stay up. I'm too nervous to sleep anyway. I don't like the way that one cat keeps staring at us.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's bugging me, too.
What are you two trying to do? Spook us all?
I'll just be glad when we're out of here. Hank, why don't we leave now? Granny will tell us how to get to the main road into Masonville just to get rid of us.
No way. She could get us really lost or direct us right back to the army base. Now, we'll wait for daylight.
She's waking up.
So what? I'm going to sleep.
You're all still here.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be gone by now. I told Rimba to send you away.
Who's Rimba?
My best friend. Aren't you, Rimba?
Yeah. Well, maybe he didn't get the message.
It's that cat that's been staring at us.
Send them away, Rimba. You have the power. Send them away.
Hank, I'm frightened.
Keep that cat away from us.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rimba. We've been hospitable long enough. Send them away.
If that cat comes any closer,
Hey! Rimba! Rimba! You've killed Rimba!
That cat was mad. It was attacking.
You killed Rimba. Now you'll pay. Murderers! You hit me, you steal my money, eat my food. You killed my cat. Oh, you'll pay with your lives. You have no more chances left.
Hank, I'm scared to death.
She's going crazy. She's throwing things on the fire.
Now, what can she do? That cat was gonna...
Fire first, and then the ash. Golden powder from the sash. Powder mixed with basil green. Mandrake root and things unseen. Now a grain into the fire to test fulfillment of desire.
Oh, it blew up.
What's going on, Hank?
I don't know. She's putting on some show.
Look, I don't like it. We've got to get out of here.
Killers of my faithful friend, on thee the hate of hell descend. Now, once again into the fire, complete fulfillment of desire.
No! I can't breathe.
Get out of here. The whole room's filling with smoke.
How can we get out of here?
I can't see anything. Hey, Dolly, where are you?
I'm suffocating. I'm over here. Hey.
Where? Where are you? Dolly!
Well, that's one way of getting rid of unexpected and unwanted company. Smoke them out. And Granny is certainly within her rights when nothing but brutal treatment rewarded her hospitality. We'll see how our notorious trio makes out when I return shortly with Act 2.
The Evening Team on 1160 KSL, Information Radio.
We return now to the rather bizarre scene at the cottage of old Granny Good. After being terrorized by her very rude and ungrateful guests, she struck back by filling the cottage with smoke from a powder she threw into the fire. And at this moment, her unexpected company is making a hasty retreat.
Oh, Hank! Hank, I'm over here.
I see you. I can just make you out.
We found the door. Hurry up, the smoke's getting worse.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh, I can breathe.
All right, Keep running. Well, get to the car.
Hey. The rain stopped.
But it's so dark. I can't see either of you.
Oh, that's the way it is in the woods at night.
The car ought to be right over here. We parked close to the cottage.
Oh, I can't see it.
Look, we can't see the lights in the cottage anymore.
Did we run that far?
No, it didn't seem like it. Let's double back.
Hank, please, do you know which way we're going?
Yeah, back the way we came. We gotta get to the car.
But Hank, we...
What happened?
I walked into a tree. I can't see a darn thing.
You got any matches?
No, have you?
No. Well, come on, we'll feel our way.
Yeah. We can walk around in circles in this dark. Oh, we gotta wait for morning.
That old woman's probably on her way to the police right now.
How? On her broom?
She couldn't get anywhere tonight. Will's right. We'll bed down here and wait till daylight.
Bed down? On this wet ground?
Okay. Let's relax. We can't walk around in circles. We'll have to make out as best we can right here.
Yeah.
It's not cold. Rain stopped. We'll just have to stay here till daylight. Then we'll see the cottage and get out of here.
Hank, you awake?
Yeah.
It's getting light.
Oh, yeah. Better get moving. Dolly. You all right, honey?
Oh, I'm so stiff.
You'll feel better once we get going.
Hey, Dolly, look.
What?
Where's the cottage?
It's gone.
Well, we couldn't have wandered that far away from it.
Well, we did. We thought we were heading back for it in the dark. Instead, we were walking away from it.
What direction should we go?
Well, if we keep moving, we gotta come to a road sometime. Maybe the dirt road we came in on.
Okay. Hey, look. That looks like a path. Up ahead.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, the undergrowth isn't as thick up there.
Well, a path's gotta lead somewhere.
What do? We go right or left, huh?
Left. It seems to go up.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get to higher ground, we'll see the cottage.
Okay, we go left.
Yeah.
Hank, suppose we can't find our way out of here. We don't have any water, any food.
Don't think like that, Dolly. We'll get out of here. We couldn't have come all that far from the cottage last night. We stopped walking after a few minutes. The cottage and that dirt road have to be close.
Yeah. But we may still be walking away from them. Oh, Hank, please, I gotta rest.
Yeah, okay. We'll stop for a while.
Oh.
My leg's bothering me, too.
I'm dying of thirst.
We all are.
It's so blasted hot, too, and still.
Hank?
Huh?
Do you notice something?
Like what?
There's no sound.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, not a rustle. No birds.
Come to think of it, I haven't seen any animals either, like a squirrel or chipmunk or anything. It's unnatural.
It's the heat.
I just wish we could find some water.
Well, look, you two stay here. Maybe I can scout around.
No. No, we gotta stick together.
Well, sitting here isn't gonna find us any water.
Relax, will you? Dolly's tired.
Well, so am I. But unless we keep going...
We'll go when Dolly's rested.
All right, stop it. I'm okay. Will's right. We ought to keep going. Hey, look. Look at that tree over there.
Huh? Where?
To the left. No branches, just flowers at the top. If I wasn't so miserable, It would be almost beautiful.
It's probably a vine, like the bougainvilleas in California. When I was in L.A. one time... Hey, up ahead! It's a clearing.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we can get our bearings if we get out of this undergrowth.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, maybe there's a pond or a stream or something.
Look at... Wow. Look at the size of that rock.
That's bigger than a house.
And white.
It's like a whole hill collapsed into a pile of white boulders.
Look, I'm gonna try and scale this one. Maybe I can get a clue about where we are.
Be careful.
It's not too bad. I can get a footing.
Looks like about 30 feet up.
It's a solid rock. Not a branch or a blade of grass.
See anything?
Not yet. I'm going higher.
Take it easy.
Wow. What a sight.
What is it?
Hundreds of these things. It's like a desert of white boulders. Far as you can see.
Then?
There's some funny-looking trees in the distance and... Hey, yeah! It looks like a road.
A road? How far?
It's hard to judge from here, but... maybe 2 miles. We'll have to cross over these rocks.
Are you sure it's a road?
Wait a second. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's a paved road running straight along the line of trees.
Good. Okay, come on down.
Oh, Hank, we're finally getting out of here.
Yeah, but let's not waste any time. How much farther?
We're almost to the road. You can see the line of trees.
This leg's killing me. You know, I think it's infected.
I've got to have some water.
It's not far now. We're coming out of the rocks now.
Okay, where's the road?
I don't know. It was along here. I saw it.
Nothing. Nothing but more jungle.
We're back in the woods.
I know there was a road.
You thought you saw a road, you idiot? It was a mirage. We come all this way for a mirage.
Well, how was I to know?
God, we're lost. We're lost, Jack. We're lost.
Shut up, Dolly.
We're going to die here. I know it. We're never going to budge.
Stop it, will you? Okay. All right, we all got to rest now. The heat's getting to us. And I can't go another step on this leg without some rest.
Oh, well, that's just great. What are we going to have to do, carry you?
You're going to have to carry me if I don't get some water.
Now, look, we've been pushing for hours. Let's try to calm down. All right, we're lost, but... What? Listen.
What is it?
What would someone be doing making a sound like that?
Whoever it is probably won't know about us. We can ask him how to get out of here. He's got to know how he got in.
Sounds like he's clearing brush.
He's coming closer. What is that?
Oh, my God!
That looks like an ant! A giant ant!
Oh, Hank! It's as big as I am!
All right, get back under these rocks. It hasn't seen us.
I'm going to be sick. Oh, Hank.
Down and quiet. Oh, my leg is...
Hank, it can't be an ant.
Well, you saw it.
But I don't believe it. What's it doing now?
Hey, it looks like it's eating a plant.
Oh, what are we going to do?
Pray it doesn't try to eat us.
It could.
Stop it! I can't stand it!
Will you shut up?
I think it's seen us. Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, it's waving those things on its head.
It's trying to find out where we are.
Don't anybody move a muscle. It'll stop moving.
We're just dreaming this. There can't be ants that big.
I think it spotted us.
I can't look. It's moving this way. It's moving.
We can't fight it.
We gotta get back under those boulders. They form a natural cave back there.
Yeah, well, I can't make it fast on this ledge.
Got to. Take his arm, Dolly.
Oh. I can't move.
Okay. I'll make it on my own.
I can't move.
Hey, Will, help her. I'll drag myself.
It's attacking! No! I can't stand this! I can't stand it!
Here, fast. Give me a hand, Hank. I'm not going to make it. Save Dolly.
You'll make it.
I'll get you in here. Dolly's all right. If a thing that big stings you
can't reach us in here. Oh, we're okay now.
I can't. It can't be real. That can't be real.
That was straight out of a nightmare. I got chills all over.
I can't stop shaking.
So hideous.
Has it gone?
No.
It might be trying to find another way in.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh, that's an ugly thing. Oh, it's moving away. Back into the woods.
Oh, thank heaven.
How could an ant get to be that size? I mean, this isn't Mars. It's Louisiana.
What do you... Hey, maybe it's mechanical.
What? What do you mean, mechanical?
Well, some kind of vehicle the Army's been testing. Remote control, maybe. Oh, we've been walking in this heat for hours. No sleep, no food, no water. We could be imagining anything.
It tried to attack us. I was no vehicle.
Well, then how do you explain an ant as big as a lion?
I don't know.
Well, whatever it was, it's gone.
But it's still out there. Somewhere.
What else, indeed? Could there really be an ant as big as a lion? There are such things as mutations, we're told. I'd certainly hate to have one of them show up at one of my picnics. But if that's any indication of what lies ahead in this strange Louisiana wood, it won't be any picnic for Hank, Will, and Dolly when we return shortly with Act 3.
KSL, Salt Lake City.
No escape goes unpursued. And at the moment, while Hank, Will, and Dolly are considering their predicament, their pursuers are hot on the trail. Let's return to Granny Good's cottage as a car bearing the word sheriff on its doors winds its way up the road and then suddenly stops.
Something wrong, Sheriff?
Yeah, that car by Granny Good's cottage. It's got out-of-state plates. Don't see many of them around here. Let's walk the rest of the way. Keep your gun handy.
Harley and Chase were on foot when they left the stockade.
They could have been picked up by somebody.
Hi, Roy.
Hi, Granny. Everything all right here?
No, it ain't. I just got finished burying Rimba, my favorite cat.
Whose car?
That belongs to the fellas I think you're looking for.
They've been here.
They were here. They're gone now.
Without their car?
Oh, Granny, this here is Major Thomas from the Army base where those two fellows escaped from. He's investigating.
How do, Major?
Hello, Mr. Good. You say they were here and then left without their car, is that right?
Last night. A few hours after they came. And good riddance. They're nothing but murderers. They killed my cat, my Rimba. And they hit me, tried to steal my money.
Yeah, well, now, if they didn't take their car, where'd they go?
I don't know. It was pouring rain. They run out into the woods. There's the girl with them.
She drove the getaway car.
Well, she said she was the wife of one of them.
Yep, Hank Farley's wife. Chase wasn't married.
Oh, well, come on in out of the heat. I have lemonade ready.
All right, tell us what happened last night, Granny.
Well, Roy, they bust in here around 10 o'clock.
Oh, they traveled fast. First alarm went out at 9.
They were all covered with mud. But I'd heard it on the radio. I knew who they were. And they pulled the phone out of the wall.
But what made them leave? How'd they run into strange woods they didn't know?
Oh, it beats me. Oh, here's your lemonade, Major.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Roy?
Oh, thank you.
Major, I don't think you're ever going to find them. Those woods out there, one wrong step and you're lost forever.
I don't think we ought to wait any longer.
I'm not moving from here. Not while that thing is out there.
Dolly, it's gone.
Gone where? If we go into the woods again, it'll find us.
Well, we can't stay here forever. We got to keep trying.
Oh, we'll keep out of the woods for a while. Look down there. It's like a sandy path along the edge of the forest.
Yeah.
But let's follow that.
Okay.
No.
No, Dolly, we've got to.
Hank, I'm afraid.
Once we get going, you'll feel better. It's sitting around here imagining things that's getting to us.
Come on. Come on, I'll help you.
Guess I don't have any choice. Oh, I am so thirsty.
How's that leg, Hank?
Oh, boy, it hurts like the devil. But I don't have any choice either.
Is anything out there?
No. Not a sound either.
Okay. Let's go. You know, seems to be getting lighter. I think we're coming to something.
What do you mean, coming to something?
Oh, another clearing, maybe.
The sand strip's getting wider. Look, it's like a desert.
They have deserts in Louisiana?
Well, what do you call that? There's nothing but more sand up ahead.
Oh, it's better than jungle.
Well, what do you think? Shall we go across?
We don't know what's on the other side.
Well, we don't know what's behind us either. I'm going to move up a bit. See if there's anything to give us a bearing. Sand's deeper here. You sink in over your ankles.
Well, be careful.
See anything? Yeah! Hey, what's the matter?
I don't know. It's as though something hit me, but there's nothing here.
Well, you all right?
Well, I will be when I find out what the... Wait, Hank, this is the damnedest thing.
What is it?
It's a force field of some kind.
What do you mean?
Force field?
Look, we're standing here. Now walk straight ahead. Slowly.
Okay.
Ah! It knocks you back.
Stay back, Dolly.
Don't worry.
Now I'm convinced of it. We're wandering around an army testing ground. This is another one of their experiments.
Is there a way around it?
Somewhere, probably. Yeah, but where?
You can actually reach out and touch it. It's like feeling your way along an invisible wall.
You know what this means? We're right back in prison again. Our only escape is into the waiting hands of Major Thomas.
We'll have to go back.
Go back to where?
Well, hold up a second. Look off there to the left. Nothing but sky. I think the land drops away at the edge of the woods.
Oh, let's find out. Maybe we can Maybe we can get a bearing, huh?
Oh, Hank, I'm so tired. I can't keep going.
Okay, honey, okay. Sit here for a few minutes. Will and I want to check out that cliff.
Hey, we're high, all right. Nothing but space out there.
Don't go so close to the edge.
Look down there, will you? Did you ever see anything like it?
No.
The strangest looking plants I've ever seen. It's not like the woods anymore.
Yeah, tall, spindly things. And flowers. Don't make sense.
Look at this. Look at this thing. Over here.
Ah! What is
Will! Will, hang on!
I'm sliding!
What's happened?
I can't stop!
Will's going down the cliff!
What can we do?
There's no way to stop it!
Oh, watch it!
Hey, wait a minute! He's grabbed hold of a plant. Hey, Will! Are you all right?
He can't hear you.
He seems okay. He's pulling himself up on the plant.
Hank! Look! Oh, my God! The plant's crushing him. It's closing around him.
It can't be!
Oh, Hank, do something! The plant is swallowing him! We're never going to get out of this place. I know that. We can't get out.
Dolly, please, don't let go.
We're not in Louisiana. We're in hell. When I was a little girl, I used to have bad dreams about hell. My mama would say, Dolly, if you're not a good girl, the devil will get you. And you'll go to that place.
Stop it,
and I'd
Dolly.
go to bed and I would think about hell. And I'd dream about it. Oh, God. And now I'm here.
Oh, honey.
Oh, Mama. Can I have a drink of water, Mom? I promise I won't call again, Mom.
Oh, Lord. Dolly.
It's so dark. And I'm so thirsty. Mama, don't make me get out of bed. Oh, please. Water. I hear water. It's water.
Dolly, don't go out there.
It's water. It's dripping off that big leaf. Oh, hey. It's water at last.
Dolly, come back here. Dolly! It's after the water, too. It's the ant.
Help me!
I can't move. Dolly!
Well, thank you for the lemonade, Mr. Good, and the information.
I'll have Fred and Tony up here in about 20 minutes.
Oh, whatever you think best.
And I'll get the phone company out to fix your phone before dark. You can't be without that.
Oh, I'd appreciate it, Roy.
All right, we'll be in touch, Granny.
Major, are you married?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, then I'd be most happy if you'd take this to your wife. A little token of my appreciation.
Why, it's very beautiful.
Well, it's a terrarium. I see you've been admiring it.
Granny's terrariums are famous around these parts, Major. Everybody buys them. My wife's got one with a plant that eats meat.
That's the Venus flytrap. There's one in this glass, too.
Well, thank you very much. My wife will really enjoy it.
My pleasure. Oh, something wrong, Major?
I thought I saw something moving in there.
Well, it might be an ant. Sometimes they're in the earth when I plant them. It does no harm.
Well, thank you again, Mr. Good, and don't worry. We'll get those men.
Well, you never know. You might be closer than you think.
After all, this is the age of miniaturization, and even witches have to keep up with the times. It appears that Granny Good reduced her problem to the smallest common denominator and arrived at a satisfactory solution. It also strikes me as a convenient way to lose weight or avoid a bill collector. Unless, of course, one goes too far and finds himself reduced to nothing. I'll be back shortly. Hank, Will, and Dolly might well have heeded a popular saying before tampering with Granny Good. Never underestimate the power of a woman, particularly one with lots of cats and a cauldron bubbling over the fire. We'll be stirring up some more suspense and terror for you on our next Mystery Theater tale. So do join us again. Our cast included Terry Keane, Robert Dryden, Bob Caliban, and Bryna Rayburn. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the vivid world of your own imagination, to the miracle of your own mind's eye. We have, all of us, found ourselves at times in one predicament or another and wondered how in the world we got there. Our mystery drama, Hurricane, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar, and stars Joseph Julian and E.V. Juster. Imagine yourself now in a beach house on the eastern shore of Florida. It's a wild and isolated part of the shore. And right now, the savage wind and rain of a hurricane are bludgeoning the house. In the living room, two men are playing Scrabble by the light of a kerosene lamp. One of them is quite young, in his 20s. His left eye is badly bruised, half closed. The other man is older, in his mid-30s, perhaps. He is wearing a shoulder holster with a .38 caliber revolver in it.
Turn the radio on, Ronnie. Let's get the latest on the hurricane. Ronnie.
Yeah?
Don't get any fancy ideas. Don't make any sudden moves.
What ideas? What moves? You could put a bullet in me before I get halfway to the door.
And don't think I would.
Some hours since Hurricane Donna roared out of the Atlantic, heading north by northwest up the Florida East Coast. Winds up to 90 miles per hour have already been clocked at the Weather Bureau station in Miami, which warns that they are expected to reach a velocity of 110 miles per hour.
I told you, no sudden moves. Get away from that window.
I heard a car. I did.
Parts of the overland highway have been...
Joe, there's a car in the drive. Two people, a man and a woman, getting out. They're coming in.
Damn. Shut that thing off. Now, let me handle this. Don't give me any trouble, understand?
Whatever you say, Joe.
Yeah?
We're sorry to trouble you, but will you let us in, please?
I'm sorry, lady.
The overland highway's underwater up ahead. We can't go on. We can't go back. You've got to take us in.
There's a beach house about a half a mile.
There was. It's been washed away.
Oh. Well.
Look, you can't turn us away. Not in this.
All right, come in.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Martin Halliday. This is my wife, Fran. And you?
Joe Carrington.
And I'm Ronnie Prentice. You may have heard of my father.
All right, they don't want your life history.
Pleasure meeting you. Say, that's quite a black eye you've got. Yeah,
We went down to the dock to secure our boat. Ronnie slipped.
Oh, that's too bad. I can't help noticing, Mr. Carrington. Your gun.
What about it?
Well, a little unusual, isn't it? I mean, wearing a shoulder holster and a gun in a house makes me feel as if I'd walked into a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Maybe you have. Oh? What do you mean, Mr. Prentice?
He didn't mean anything. Making a joke is all. Where are you from, you two?
Siesta Key.
Yes, we have a little beach house there. Shack, really. A kind of get away from it all place.
Get away from all what?
We're school teachers, Jacksonville. Fran teaches English, and I'm what you call a student counselor. Oh, you, give advice to kids? Well, they're not exactly kids, not at 17 and 18. High school, yes. But at that age, adolescents have lots of problems, believe me. And you straighten them out? Well, let's say I try.
My husband has a degree in clinical psychology.
Oh, very interesting. I'll be back in a moment.
Where are you going?
Well, to heat up the coffee, Joe. They look like they could use something.
No, what they need is a drink. Forget the coffee.
Well, I don't need a drink. I'd rather have the coffee, thank you.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'll get it.
No, wait. Excuse me. I'll give him a hand in the kitchen.
Martin, there's something funny going on here.
Yeah, I noticed the way Carrington, the one with the gun, kept watching the younger one like, well, a cat watching a mouse.
I noticed that, too, but what I mean, the younger one, Ronnie, he seemed to be trying to warn me about something.
What do you mean, warn you?
I don't know. I could be wrong, but there was something, seemed to me, something in his eyes. As if he were trying to warn me with his eyes.
And speaking of eyes, I don't think he got that shiner in a fall.
Neither do I.
I'll come and get it. Hot and steaming.
Oh, I can use a cup of that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There we are.
There's cream and sugar. You can help yourself.
Oh, thank you. How do you take yours, Mr. Prentice?
Black. And it's Ronnie.
Oh, well, Fran then.
Okay.
There you are. Mr. Carrington?
None for me.
You play Scrabble, Fran?
I love it.
Well, how about a game with me?
Of course.
You know, come to think of it, maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew, taking on an English teacher.
What do you want, a handicap?
This is a nice place you've got here, Mr. Carrington. Yeah, I've been admiring some of the paintings on the walls. Who's the artist?
Friend of mine.
A distinctive technique. Yeah, he's got talent. And problems.
You think so?
Oh, no offense.
No offense. I'm interested. What makes you think he's got problems?
Well, there's something curious about the way...
Yeah?
Well, it's hard to put into words. See, here in this landscape, that distant farmhouse is only partially finished. And here again, these trees are only half painted in. As if, well, there's something wrong. As if the artist, for some reason, went just so far and no further. As if something stopped him.
You shrieks are all alike.
You beg pardon?
Your wife said you were a psychologist.
So?
So right away you got to read something into this painting. Like the artist has problems because he didn't finish painting this or painting that. Maybe he ran out of paint.
Did he?
What?
He's a friend of yours, you said. You know him. Did he run out of paint? Or does he just not finish what he starts? Hey, now take it easy, Joe. Why pull a gun on us? I just accidentally upset the Scrabble game, that's all.
Oh, I thought you were going to shoot me.
You're pretty edgy, Carrington.
Sorry.
You're practically a nervous
Fran.
But all that happened was Ronnie upset the Scrabble game.
I said I was sorry. Here, let me help you pick up the pieces. Then maybe we could all sit down and play. How about it, Mr. Halliday?
Sure, help pass the time.
Yeah, you count me out. I'm going to lie down for a while.
A few minutes ago, you wanted to play.
Well, I don't now.
Nonsense. You like Scrabble.
Not when I'm up against an English teacher. She was beating the socks off me.
We'll all play. Now sit down, Ronnie.
I'm sleepy, Joe. I'm going to catch a nap. Looks like we'll have to play three-handed.
Yeah. As soon as I get back. I won't be a minute.
Martin, that boy's in trouble.
Where'd you get that idea?
He didn't upset the Scrabble game accidentally. He did it deliberately. After he spelled out the words, help me.
Help me?
Yes. I looked at the words then at him, and he looked in Carrington's direction. Martin, that boy's in danger. Maybe we are, too.
Joe, no. Please, don't handcuff me to the bed.
You're up to something out there, Ronnie. I'm not taking any chances.
I swear I wasn't up to anything at all.
You think I haven't noticed the looks between you and her? You think I haven't seen you trying to tell her something with your eyes? And why did you upset that Scrabble game?
It was an accident.
Yeah, some accident. Then all of a sudden you're sleepy and you want to take a nap. Do you think you're kidding? Next thing I know, you'd be out that window trying to escape.
With a hurricane raging out there, how far do you think I'd get?
I don't think, I know. You're not getting beyond this bed. Not with these handcuffs on, you're not.
We've got to do something.
Fran, I warn you again. Don't rush into something you'll be sorry for.
But we've got to help that boy. For all we know, we've got to help ourselves. Martin, he's got a gun, and he's...
More coffee before we start playing?
No, thank you.
Change your mind about a drink, Halliday?
Why, yes. Yes, I think I will.
And on second thought, I'll change mine about the coffee.
Help yourself. Scotch, bourbon, rye, what'll it be?
What? Oh, bourbon, thanks.
Coffee's cold. Mind if I heat it up, Mr. Carrington?
No, of course not. There's a gas stove in the kitchen. Lucky we don't cook with electricity. It all went off hours ago. Kitchen's through that door.
I'll just be a few minutes.
Hey, what the...
Keep your voice down, Ron.
Fran, you're soaked to the skin, drenched.
I pretended I wanted to heat up the coffee, but I really wanted to get to you. I went out the kitchen door and came around to this window. Ronnie, what's the trouble?
He's holding me for ransom.
Ransom?
He wants $100,000. $100,000? My father is Garrett Prentice, the millionaire.
Oh, I've heard of him, yes.
Hill Carrington, if that's his name, phoned my father yesterday. The money is on the way, but what worries me is I'm sure Carrington's going to kill me once he gets it.
But if he gets the ransom money...
I don't think it'll make any difference. He knows I can identify him, so he hasn't much choice. He has to kill me. You and your husband, too.
Yes. We could identify him.
You've got to do something. We've got to do something.
But what? That's the question, Ronnie. What?
Your wife, she's taking her own sweet time about heating that coffee.
Oh, here she is now.
Where have you been? Your clothes are soaking wet.
How did it happen, Fran?
While the coffee was heating, I went to the kitchen door and opened it.
What for?
Well, to see what it was like out there. The wind caught the door and yanked it open. I went out to try to close it and...
You're lying. What have you been up to?
I haven't been up to anything.
You went out the kitchen door and around back, didn't you? You made your way to the bedroom.
No, I swear I didn't.
Well, I'll soon find out. I'll go see.
Fran, have you gone crazy? You hit him with that candlestick. You knocked him cold.
Get his gun and the key to the handcuffs out of his pocket.
Handcuffs?
Ronnie's handcuffs to the bed in there.
Oh, Lord. Here, take the gun while I hunt for the key. Not this pocket. Yeah, here. Keep him covered, Fran. I'll release Ronnie.
Mr. Halliday.
It's okay, Ronnie. I don't know what this is all about yet, but I'll soon have these cuffs off you.
Oh.
Carrington's out cold.
There. Oh, good. Where's his gun?
My wife's got it. Keeping Carrington covered.
Come on. He's still out, huh?
Yes.
All right, I'll take the gun, Fran.
Yes. Here, I don't want it. I don't even like the feel of it. Where's my husband?
Well, still in the bedroom, I guess.
What in the world is he doing in... Martin? Martin, what are you doing in there?
Coming. I stopped to have a closer look at this.
Well, what is it?
It was hanging on the wall. In his bedroom.
But what is it?
A straitjacket, Fran.
A straitjacket? Ronnie, what would a straitjacket be doing in your... Oh, my God.
That's right, Fran. You see, I'm insane. Joe used that straitjacket to keep me quiet when I got violent. Really violent. But he won't be using it on me anymore. Not anymore. Thanks to you.
As I said, we sometimes find ourselves in predicaments and wonder how we got there. Well, Fran and Martin Halliday needn't wonder how they got into theirs. They know. There are those who say we cannot escape what the fates have ordained shall be our future. Others contend that we create our own destinies, masters of our fate, captains of our soul, and all that. I don't know. Seems to me there's such a thing as luck, good and bad. And as Fran and Martin Halliday stare into the barrel of a gun held by Ronnie Prentice, I'd say they're just victims of circumstance. Wouldn't you?
Joe uses a straitjacket on you when you become violent?
He did. But as I just told you, he won't anymore. Thanks to you, dear impulsive Fran Halliday.
Carrington's coming around. I'll see if I can help him.
Leave him.
He could be seriously hurt.
Let's hope so.
My head. Ronnie, how did you get that gun?
She gave it to me after she took it away from you.
Oh, lady, you made a big mistake.
He told me you'd kidnapped him. We're holding him for ransom.
And you swallowed that?
I'm afraid I did.
Well, don't blame yourself too much. Ronnie's conned smarter people than you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Oh, now, you shouldn't have said that, Joe. You've offended her. She's an obvious narcissus type. You should have realized that.
As you did.
Well, of course. That's why I went after her sympathy instead of his. I knew she'd be a pushover.
Well, quite the amateur psychologist.
Amateur? Hell of a lot better psychologist than you are, Halliday. I'm not wasting my life as a kid counselor.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Ronnie, give me the gun.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh, Ronnie.
One more step, Joe, and I'll kill you.
No. Not me. Not after all these years.
How many, Joe? I've lost count.
19. In 4 months and 27 days.
Oh, that's a long time.
You'll never know how long.
The gnawing tooth of time. Well, it's over now, Joe. End of the line and no transfer.
No transfer for you either if you kill me. I'll put you in the asylum, Ron.
Not me. Too clever. Well, would you all like a drink, or is the situation sufficiently intoxicating? Your friend?
No, thank you.
Halliday?
Not me.
How about you, dear brother Joe? Dear, dedicated, generous, self-sacrificing, martyrish brother. Dear, gentle, understanding, all-suffering keeper!
Hit me just once again, Ron.
And what?
Skip it.
I'm going over to the bar to make myself a drink. Now, all of you stay right where you are. Don't move. Not an inch. I said not an inch.
Oh, I was only going to sit down in this chair and... Oh, my jaw.
I'll do more than kill you with this gun if you disobey me again. Now, don't move. Not an inch.
Martin. Oh, Martin, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Are you sure you don't want a drink? Anyone? It's your last chance, you know. Well, suit yourselves. And now, who's first? You, Halliday? Yeah, why not you? Just one bullet through the head. Painless. So don't be afraid.
Ron, don't do it.
Are you afraid, Halliday?
I don't think so. No.
Not afraid of death? How come?
Oh, I don't know. I guess if you believe in God, and I do, I guess you... Well, you can't be very much afraid of anything, really.
Well, many people who believe in God are afraid to die, wouldn't you say?
No. I don't see how they could be afraid if they did.
Oh, provocative speculation.
Give me the gun, Ron.
Oh, you're afraid, aren't you? When I point the gun at you like this and you don't know whether I'm going to pull the trigger or not, you are afraid, aren't you, Joe?
I certainly don't want to die.
Yet you believe in God.
Maybe I do and maybe I don't.
You do? You told me you did. I remember a long time ago, you told me that you did. You did.
Okay, I did.
Now you're trying to confuse me. He does it all the time. He keeps making me think I got things twisted, all mixed up, that I'm not thinking straight, that I'm crazy. Now, don't start that with me, Joe. Now, I'm warning you, don't start.
All right, Ron.
And then don't take that tone either. You know I can't stand that tone.
Ron.
I will not be treated like a child in a tantrum. I will not, Joe. I will not.
Then why don't you stop behaving like one?
Halliday, don't cross him.
Why not? Go ahead, Halliday. Cross me. Say anything you like to me, anything, and see what happens. You won't? Well, then how about you, Fran? You say something. You cross me.
Oh, won't you please let us go? Please. We have nothing to do with all of this. We just happened to come in here out of the...
Save it. You can't reason with a homicidal maniac.
He really is?
Yes, Mrs. Halliday, he really is.
Liar! Liar! Oh, and clever. Oh, yeah, clever. But not as clever as I am. You see, he wants my father's money, all for himself. There's enough for both, more than enough. When my father goes to that great hunt club in the sky. Yeah, marvelous huntsman, my father. Red coat, breeches, top hat, the whole bit. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, hunting we will go. And all fall down and go smash. Smash! But not for him. Oh, never smash for him. For me. For me.
What do you mean, smash for you?
Would you like to know? Would you really be interested?
I would, yes.
No, we never tell about it, do we, Joe? Never have, never will. What would father's friends say? Garrett Prentice fathered a maniac? That's what they'd say. Garrett Prentice would shrivel up with shame.
Who exactly is Garrett Prentice?
Who is... Well, Joe, here's a man who never heard of father, a wonderment, a rare avis. My dear man, where have you been? Everyone has heard of father.
I'm afraid I'm not in that category.
Oh, then let me tell you about him, all about him, and about Joe and me.
No, don't, please.
No, it's the last stop, Joe. Final destination. Why not open the luggage? You won't be taking it with you. You see, Joe's mama married my dear papa after his papa died. Now, in, as you might say, the ordinary course of biological eventuality, I appeared on the scene. And alas, poor Joe's mama left it. Joe hated me for killing his mama.
No, Ron, I never...
You did. You did. If you didn't, why did you hit me and knock me down and make me hurt my head?
I didn't mean to. You were 2 years old, almost 2. And you always wanted whatever I had, a toy, a game, whatever. That day, well, I wouldn't give up what you wanted, and I pushed you away.
You knocked me down. You knocked me down, and you hurt my head, Joe.
I did injure him. I am responsible. When I pushed him and he fell.
Knocked down?
All right, Ron. When I knocked him down, he struck his head on the metal corner of a bed. He was unconscious for more than an hour. And when
Go on.
When the doctor brought him around, he seemed all right, except for headaches that bothered him from time to time, but otherwise all right. Then when he was about 4, he tried to kill his governess.
At 4?
Yeah. He wanted her to give him something. I don't remember what, and she wouldn't. And he flew into a rage. He bit, he clawed, he kicked her. Small as he was, she was no match for him. And he'd have killed her if other servants hadn't come in time and dragged him off. Then, a year or so later, he attacked a playmate. Boy his age, and he would have killed him. There hadn't been other boys who pulled him away.
Good heavens.
From then on, he couldn't be sent to school. He had to be tutored at home. He'd fly into these sudden, unexpected rages, attack his tutors. He nearly murdered one with a pair of scissors.
The psychiatrist who examined him, did they have
He's never been to a psychiatrist.
Well, you can't mean that.
It's true.
But it's senseless.
Garrett Prentice, senseless? Wealthy financier, handsome playboy, beloved darling of the jet set, senseless? Oh, no. Heartless, yes. Oh, God, yes, heartless.
He couldn't bear the shame, the notoriety of others knowing.
But, Carrington, Joe, you can't mean that all these years you've taken care of him alone.
It was my fault.
So you took on the burden of...
Wouldn't you?
You've dedicated your entire life to him.
Oh, it isn't as bad as you make it sound. Most of the time, he's rational enough. Our lives are quite ordinary, except I have to keep watching for the signs, the symptoms that warn me that another attack is coming on. I try to give him as much freedom as I can. Still, I do have to keep an eye on him.
And you know I hate being watched. If you only know how it feels to have someone's eyes glued on you all the... Why are you looking at me like that, Halliday?
Like what?
As if you're studying me.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. Answer me. Answer me or I'll put a hole in your head.
No! Take that gun away from his temple!
Easy, Fran, easy. All right. I have been studying you.
Why?
There's something... I can't put my finger on it, but something... I've known kids, well, young men and women, really, high school seniors who seem rational at times.
It's only the calm before the storm, Halliday. It's one of those symptoms that I mentioned.
The silence before the volcano erupts, eh, Joe?
Something like that.
And then? Boom! I erupt. Well, better to do that than to hold it in and let it eat you alive inside like most people. Like you, Halliday.
Me? Nothing's eating me.
Liar. You're all but eaten up with bitterness, frustration.
You couldn't be more off base, believe me.
Am I? Ask her. Ask Fran. She knows. Am I right, Fran?
Well, answer him, Fran.
He's right.
You see?
Oh, come on, Fran.
He is right, Martin. You know it. I know it. We just never talk about it, that's all.
Talk about what?
Nothing. Forget it.
No. You just said that he's right. That I am eaten alive inside with frustrations, regrets.
You are? Darling, you know you are. You never mention it because... Well, because you're you.
Good Lord, Fran. Are you talking about what happened at State College?
Is there anything else we don't talk about since it happened?
What's in heaven's name, Fran? That's 12 years ago. It makes no sense.
Doesn't it? Oh, Martin. Dear, darling Martin. Doesn't it?
You know, maybe it does. Maybe it does at that. If all these years you've been thinking that because I never talked, thinking you ruined my life.
I did. You know I did.
Ruined it? Fran, dearest, you made it. How could you have lived with me all these years and not know that oh, what a fool I've been.
You?
Yes, me, a so-called psychologist, not knowing you'd feel guilty. That you'd...
But, Martin, you've kept silent about it all these years.
Kept silent? Nothing. I haven't kept silent. I just haven't talked to you about it because... Well, I scarcely ever think about it. And when I do, I'm glad it happened.
You're just saying that.
I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you the truth.
Too late.
Too late?
Just too late. Because I'm sick of all this talk. The time has come to erupt. To strike. And I think... No, I'm sure. I'll strike at you first, dear friend. Oh, yes. I'll kill you first.
Surely a twist of fate. An ironic twist. When in the very instant Martin Halliday discovers that, all unknowingly, he and his wife have misunderstood each other over the years, the homicidal maniac Ron Prentice kills Fran Halliday. Remarkable, isn't it, that no matter how intimately our lives are bound up with another's, we never really know what he's like underneath, what he truly thinks, truly feels. It's almost inconceivable that Fran Halliday would believe that her husband Martin has been eaten up with bitterness and frustration over something she did 12 years ago, when actually the reverse is true. But no matter now, it seems, because Ron Prentice has just fired point blank at Fran.
Fran! Fran! I'm all right, I think. He missed.
Yeah, lucky you, Fran. You jerked your head at just the right moment, or you'd be with a bullet between your eyes right now.
Fool, you crazy fool.
Now, my dear brother, you won't think so when I finally decide to kill you, too.
If you kill any one of us, it'll be the end for you, Ron.
Oh, no, not an end. A beginning.
I'll put you away, behind bars, in an asylum for the criminally insane. You could never bear that, Ron.
I've borne it for nearly 20 years. 19 years, 4 months, 27 days, as you said.
What are you talking about? You've lived an almost normal life. I've seen to that.
Yeah, never a day out of your sight. The feel of your eyes always on me, waking, sleeping. You were always there. Never alone, never. Handcuffed, straitjacketed, chained to you, chained.
You think I have never wanted to be alone? To live my life? To fall in love, marry, have kids? Even to go for a walk by myself? You think it's been any easier for me? Chained to you?
You made the chain, not me. You. Well, now I'm gonna break it, Joe. Once and for all. Break.
No, don't shoot. Ron, please, I beg you, don't.
Hey, look.
No, he's shaking!
The whole room. The floor is falling. The walls are moving.
I'm flying.
Good Lord. I thought we were finished. You are. What? The house can't last. They said on the radio these winds would at 110, 120 miles an hour, and that's what they're starting to do.
And we better ought to get out of here.
Where can we go?
To the beach. There are caves down there. We could make it.
No, dear brother, not you. Me. What do you mean, you? Fran, go into the bedroom and get those handcuffs my brother used on me.
What are you up to?
You'll find a second set in the top bureau drawer. Joe always kept a spare. Bring the straitjacket, too.
I don't...
Do as I tell you. And don't get any fancy ideas, or it'll be the end of these two.
Do as he says, Mrs. Halliday.
All right.
What rotten scheme have you dreamed up now, Ron?
Well, not me. The hurricane. The hurricane dreamed it up.
What the hell are you talking about?
That. Just that. Those winds are getting worse. The house can't last. It'll be ripped apart. Torn asunder, smashed to kindling. And you, all three of you, will be smashed to kindling. Human kindling with it. Here's impulsive Fran with the handcuffs and the straitjacket. You, Halliday, put that straitjacket on, brother Joe.
Ronnie, you can't do this.
I'm not. You are. Get that jacket on him. Now!
He means what he says, Halliday. He'll kill you if you don't obey him. Come on now. Get this jacket on me. Halliday!
If I could only be sure.
Of what, Martin? Sure of what?
That he won't, that he can't shoot to kill.
Try me, Halliday. I'm going to count 5. If you haven't got that straitjacket on Joe, I'll put a bullet through your head.
And he can do it. He's a crack shot.
Then how come he missed Fran?
I missed because...
Don't give me that. Fran couldn't have jerked her head fast enough to avoid the bullet. You missed. Deliberately missed. Why?
Halliday, you're pushing your luck.
Maybe. I'm not saying I couldn't be wrong. No one ever really knows what's in another man's head. But if I'm right...
Martin!
Give me the gun, Ron.
I warn you, put that straitjacket on Joe or I'll kill you here and now.
I don't think so. If you were going to shoot us, you'd have done it instead of talking about it.
Halliday...
I've been sizing you up, Ron. The way I size up high school kids sent to me when they're in trouble. They do a lot of talking, too. A lot of bluster, a lot of bluff. Half the time not knowing it is nothing but bluff because nobody's called them on it. Well, I'm calling you. Here and now. Calling you, Ron.
One more step.
Halliday, in heaven's name, you're not dealing with a high school kid. You're dealing with a maniac.
That's the chance I'm taking, Joe. That your brother is no more insane than I am.
Well, you are insane if you think he isn't. I've been with him night and day all his life. I tell you, he's mad.
I don't believe it. He believes it. Oh, yes, he believes it, all right. Right now, this minute, he believes he'll shoot to kill me. But I'm gambling that when the chips are down, he'll throw in his hand.
Oh, you seem very sure of yourself, Halliday.
I'm anything but sure, Ron. But what have I got to lose? If I don't take that gun from you, we'll all die when the hurricane destroys the house. And even if you do shoot to kill, and do kill me, it'll give Joe a chance to get that gun away from you. Joe?
Yeah?
Get ready. If he shoots me, you'll have a split second to jump him. Okay?
Okay.
Martin!
Take it easy, Fran. All right, Ron.
One more step and you're...
Not if I'm right about you, Ronnie. I'm willing to take a calculated risk based on what I've learned about you in the past hour.
Learned? About me?
You nearly killed your governess, Joe said, when you were a child. But didn't.
I was stopped before I could.
Were you? Or could you have killed her before anyone came to save her, but held off until they came? What about the playmate you tried to murder? Somehow you didn't succeed there either. Or the tutor you nearly killed with the scissors. Or my wife, Fran. Those pictures on the walls. You painted them, didn't you?
What of it?
None of them. Not one is finished. That's what of it. Why? Because you don't finish anything you start. You want to know the truth as I see it, Ronnie?
I don't give a...
As I see it, when you were a child and Joe knocked you down, yes, you were knocked unconscious. But when you came to, you felt a warmth, a security you'd never felt before. Because for the first time in your life, you were the center of attention. Especially your father's attention. You felt it, loved it, wanted more of it. Why don't you shoot?
You...
As time went on and you got no more attention, you missed it, yearned for it. Then, one day, as I see it, when your governess refused to give you something you wanted, you flew at her in a childish tantrum. A tantrum, Ronnie, that's all it was. But again, you got attention. And again, you found it pleasurable and wanted more. And had found a way to get more. Am I right?
You can't be.
Ron, if I'm right, for nearly 20 years, you've been playing at being insane without knowing you were playing. You've told yourself a lie, the same lie so often you came to believe it. But the fact is, you're not insane at all. Ron, for the last time, give me that gun. All right, then. I'll take it from you. Ow! Murder!
Oh! You killed him!
I knew he would. I was right. Your husband was wrong.
We won't need the straitjacket now. All right, Joe, handcuff her to the water pipe. Move!
Run. Yes.
All right, now handcuff yourself to her.
Run. They'll come after you. They'll put you away.
Do as I say.
All right. All right.
And now, goodbye, Joe. In a little while, the house will be gone, and you with it. I'll be free of you. Free of you. At last. At last.
Miss Halliday?
What?
The hurricane's getting worse. We can't last long. I just want to say, I'm sorry you got caught up in all this.
It was my fault.
No.
If I hadn't released your brother, Martin! That was Martin! He just moved!
He isn't dead.
Oh, dear Lord, how can he be alive? His head! The blood!
We didn't get a chance to look at him close up. That bullet could have only creased his skull.
Oh, thank God, thank God! Oh, Martin. Here, look over here.
Huh?
We're handcuffed together. Here.
What? Fran.
Oh,
Fran. Joe. What happened?
Ron shot you.
Oh, yeah, my head. Oh.
He went to the caves on the beach. He left us handcuffed to this pipe.
Oh, gotta get out of here.
There's no way, Halliday. We're handcuffed to this water pipe.
He got the keys?
Yes.
Not if I was right.
About Ron? You were wrong. He shot you, didn't he?
Yeah, but didn't kill me. He could have. Crack shot, you said. But he didn't. And that means...
What, Martin? It means what?
He'll be back to save us.
Oh, you're nuts.
He can't go through with it. He never has before. He won't now. He'll be back. The question is, will he come in time?
There isn't much. Oh, this could be it.
We can't last much longer.
I can move. Get to you. Hold you in my arms. Once more.
You are in my arms, darling. In my heart. Where you've always been.
It's going. The house is going. Joe! Run!
I was
I can't let you die.
He and God, please. Get these hands up, dog.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now, you, Fran.
Quick, Fran, quick, the roof. Oh, there goes the roof.
Okay. Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Hurry.
They escaped. All four. Hanging on to each other, dragging Martin, who couldn't stand, they fought their way to the caves on the beach, even as the house exploded into flying wreckage. Our cast included Joe Julian, Evie Juster, Jack Grimes, and Gordon Gould. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
The WR Mystery Theater program is furnished by the CBS Radio Network. This is WOR New York, an RKO General Station. At the WOR time signal, exactly 8 o'clock, here's John Scott with the news.